looking forward to being a part of that.
No, but you got to do what you got to do.
Of course.
What I understand why people have to, because it's the holiday. But I mean, it's been a while for me since whenever it is, we just try to avoid the worst dates, right? I don't really understand. And look, if you have a reason for this, call in. We're going a lot of Thanksgiving talk, a lot of holiday talk today. Of course, we got your Kings talk. We have Brendan Nunes coming in at 11 to do our Kings triangle roundtable situation. Chase Sr., we had to reschedule. He's coming in at 1:30 p.m. today to talk Niners and Eagles. A lot of that talk as well with the Thanksgiving games coming up. But yeah, so when you see this, you look on the news and you see how bad the airport is, right? And it's Christmas Eve or the day before Christmas Eve or the day before Thanksgiving. I just want to know why people to this point still decide, yeah, I'm going to sign up for that. Is it just the fact that you don't have a choice?
Yes.
Is that just what it is? Hey,
100%.
I mean, I just think in my opinion, because with my wife, we've had to go back east. We've literally and I know it's not the same, and maybe we've just been kind of lucky to be able to do this, but we're just leaving on Monday.
Yeah.
We're just leaving on Monday, and then we're just going to do the whole thing. Oh, my goodness, the day before Thanksgiving, it's a complete mess at San Francisco International Airport, Sacramento Airport. Of course it is. Why would you sign up for that? Is it just you don't have a choice?
I think a lot of the time, like speaking personally, like I'm always somebody, even before I had this on air, like I just don't like to take days off work. I think everybody feels like their work is the most important thing. And it's like, I can't take off Monday and Tuesday of that week because that's setting up for the week. And then, so I think a big part of it is everybody feels like, well, I have to work the days that they are forcing me to work, and I don't want to use my vacation days to take the extra day off. And so, I think that's what it becomes. And I think that's why like there's heavy Wednesday and Sunday traffic. But, realistically, it's probably a good lesson for us all that, just take those days off.
I mean,
at the end of the day, the work will be there.
Chris had me yell at him to take time off.
Literally, Chris had to yell at me in order to take time off. So I'm definitely somebody who would never. I'd be like, it's like I can't.
Right. And now look at you. And now look at you. You're going to be driving to LA in the middle of everybody else, and you got Whitey overseas.
I know.
You got Carmichael Dave hanging out, and look at us. That's why Jason, we're the hardest working guys.
Yeah.
In the radio.
Verlot too. Verlot's supposed to be gone right now.
Verlot's supposed to be gone. The hardest working guys, right?
Come on.
And then you got to turn around. Chris, what do you feel? You travel on Christmas Eve and these crazy times where it's going to be a mess. I mentally cannot do it.
Absolutely not. Like
I can't do it.
It's got to be on a Tuesday or a Thursday of nothing happening around it.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. I don't get it. And even so, when I was over in the city, right, working in the city with my last gig, a lot of times based on the timing, I would like to take BART to not deal with it. But a couple times based on whatever show it was, I had to drive in. And this traffic is so bad to get over the Bay Bridge. I literally, Chris, I'm just trying to figure out who can mentally do this every single day.
No idea.
I don't get it. I do not get it.
Strong people, because I lose my mind. Like I'm debating right now. Y'all can definitely help me. I'm trying to figure out if I should leave Sunday morning, if I should just accept it and sit in 10 to 12 hour traffic all day, because I'm not built for it. Like the second we're sitting there and I look around and I'm just like, oh, okay, no one's moving for a solid 2 miles. I lose my mind. I'm like, let's get out of the car, let's chill, let's do
hit
nothing.
The in and out on 5. You got to hit the in and out on Highway 5. Yeah, well, good luck to you. And I do wish you the best. And good luck to everybody that is traveling today, or dare I say tomorrow. I think they said Disneyland, is it Thanksgiving or Christmas is the best day to go to Disneyland where it's completely empty?
Ooh. I'm guessing Thanksgiving.
Probably Thanksgiving, yeah.
Yeah, because Christmas, they got Christmas lights and all that stuff.
I also heard Vegas, this is the time to go, is Thanksgiving.
I'm into that.
Yeah.
I'm into that. And I could see
You
that.
could actually probably get a really good, obviously, you could probably get a really good Thanksgiving meal
That's
in
right.
Vegas. And I mean, this week particularly probably isn't great with all the F1 stuff. I don't know if they've taken all that stuff down, but Vegas Thanksgiving is actually a great idea. You're probably not finding a lot of people with, of their family.
I was going to say, it might be a little sad,
yeah.
but if you can power through that, it's probably a great time.
Lines are probably lit.
Exactly. Here you go from the text line 916-339-1140 from the 408. Happy Thanksgiving. Just a straight up happy Thanksgiving. Thank you, and happy Thanksgiving to you, to the 408. We're going to do a lot of Thanksgiving talk, a lot of turkey talk, because there will be no turkey slander on this show, and no cranberry sauce slander either, and hopefully no more slander after yesterday of the Kings and their loss to the Pelicans. They get a redo, and it's not very often you get a redo. The situation with the Rockets, they lost both games, and the first thing when you go to the broadcast, you hear our own Kyle Draper saying is, okay, they have this circled as to when they're going to play next to try to get their get back. The Kings are in a position where they can get their get back the next night, right? Or two nights later. So hopefully the Kings can do that. And on Friday, we'll be talking about the T-Wolves game as well, since we won't be in on Friday. The Kings taking on the number one seed in the Western Conference, the hottest team right now, the Minnesota Timberwolves, and a team that has really figured it out. I think the good thing about this, Chris, is because the Kings, and I'm not trying to go moral victory like you here, because it's not. It is not. But because the Kings got smacked their last game against the Pelicans,
they sure did.
It is impossible for them to overlook the Pelicans, in theory.
Yeah,
It is impossible for them to overlook the Pelicans as they get ready to take on the T-Wolves, because the T-Wolves are the talk of the town right now.
This is the only time I'm going to say it all day. That's what they thought against Houston. Well, that's what we all thought against Houston. That's the only time I'm saying
different,
it's the only time I'm
but
saying this.
Go on.
The only time I'm saying that all day. No, definitely. I mean, today is the day where they have a real opportunity, not to try and, blow this into something that sound like the Super Bowl, but today they have a real opportunity to make wrong what they did on what was that, Monday. Tonight is going to determine how we, I think, overall view this little New Orleans trip. Obviously, I mean, I think that there's still a chance for them to redeem themselves. I think if they win tonight, we can all, just like everyone was trying to tell me yesterday, we can change the narrative to, okay, well, they dropped the game, but they were able to bounce back and show the real Kings. Please stand up. That'd be great. That'd be awesome. But I'm still very much concerned about tonight. I think there's obviously some very real problems that I don't know if fresh legs are going to fix. I still want to see what the Kings are going to do when it comes to stopping Zion Williamson, making life harder for him, and Brandon Ingram as well. Like, those guys were clearly the two biggest problems for the Kings, and both of those guys in two different quarters were able to do whatever they want. And I kind of don't think that fresh legs is going to be the fix all for those problems. So I'm still a little bit concerned on what the Kings are going to do defensively tonight. But of course, I think the biggest key for everything, and something we kind of didn't talk about a lot yesterday, but shots just continue to not fall in. And you can say that as well as attributed to tired legs and 3 games in 4 nights. But we've seen, just as a blanket, if the Kings don't hit their wide open shots, they struggle. Like, they look like a completely different team, and they really haven't won a game this year where the shots haven't fallen.
Would you consider, and in terms of stopping Zion, we know there's no way to stop Zion, just like NBA Street with, what was it, Michael Jordan? You can't stop him. You can only hope to contain him, right? Just don't let him do what he did a couple nights ago. But would you consider the Kings as one-dimensional offense?
No, I wouldn't say one-dimensional. No, I wouldn't say one-dimensional, because I wouldn't say they just shoot threes. I think they are at their best when they hit threes, but I wouldn't say that's the only thing they do well.
Yeah.
Like, I think De'Aaron, clearly, I mean, that fool's a master at attacking the paint. Sabonis, of course, gets tons of points in the paint as well. But I think the thing that made them so great last year is they were top 10 in efficiency from around the rim, mid-range, and three-point, and we've kind of seen that mid-range game die this year. We've seen a lot of them trying to get to the paint, and if they can't get to the paint, then it's a lot of just Kevin Huerter, Keegan, can you please
started getting the float
jumpers?
game right a little bit.
He did, yeah, definitely. And I think De'Aaron not being there for that stretch of games definitely hurt that. I mean, De'Aaron, again, a master at getting to the rim, but also his floater game is a nice for that as well. So that's been the biggest thing that I've noticed that they just haven't had this year mid-range. Because while, yes, in today's NBA, mid-range is the worst shot you can take statistically and points per possession wise, but you still need to be able to hit it. At the end of the day,
Brandon Ingram was shooting.
Brandon Ingram, Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard, even De'Aaron Fox.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys, their go-to shot, Russell Westbrook back in the day, their go-to shot is that mid-range jumper. If you can get to that spot, it's automatic. So that's kind of something that the Kings need to integrate into their offense moving forward. It's just not relying on the mid-range, but don't be afraid to take that mid-range shot, and you don't always have to go all the way to the rim in order to kind of put pressure on the rim.
Yeah, 916-339-1140. This is from the 916 on the text line. Ingram didn't go off when Keegan was covering him. It was in the second half when Keegan was out. Hopefully Keegan is okay to go. If not, hopefully they can get Lyle in to help slow down Zion. That's a great point. I don't know that we will have, they're all questionable basically, so I don't know that we'll have updates before the show is over, but hopefully we do, and hopefully they do play, because you're right, Keegan has been that versatile defender and has really helped the Kings take that next step on the defensive end. Got to get to a break. When we get back, got a fun little game for you. It's not Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross, but, we got a little Wednesday fun day for you as well, with a couple games and a couple different thoughts. We'll hear more from you. Stiles Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Malik Monk plays here.
Left goes right, steps back, launches the three. Nothing but net. Oh, that was just filthy. Oh, God, that was sweet.
Sactown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
One of the things with running is I want to enjoy the run, but I never made it very far because the arches in my feet just killed me. So when I got to the end of my rope and I said, I have to do something to get rid of the pain, and a couple of people recommended the Good Feet store to me, I loved how I could go in and get a free personalized arch support fitting. They put that time, that work, that effort into helping you find the right arch supports. And you can walk around the store with these in your shoes and try them out before you purchase them. So after I got my arch supports, the arches on my feet stopped hurting, and the pain literally instantly went away. So if you have pain, go. Find a Good Feet store and go. There is an answer. Find the simple solution that will get rid of your pain. I'm Rondi, and that's my Good Feet story.
See how Good Feet arch supports work for you before you buy, with a free fitting and test walk at the Good Feet store. Knee, hip, foot, leg, or back pain? Visit the Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
Sacramento has a new tag team today. It's Stiles and Watkins on Sactown Sports.
Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports, taking you up to 2 p.m. last show of the week. Thank you for joining us all week. And if you're just now joining us, thank you for being part of the conversation. We will have a roundtable starting at 11:30, being joined by our own Brendan Nunez, Sactown Sports Kings reporter. Hopefully we will have some updates and just get the vibes right when it comes to the Kings. And we're talking Niners as well as the Thanksgiving football slate a little bit later in the show. Now, I did want to get to something. And the question is, and now it's trying to kick me out here. I should have took a screenshot. Everything needs a sign in these days. But my question to you is, where do you think Thanksgiving ranks as of 2023 and national holidays? Where does it rank?
In terms of like people, like approval rating, like in terms of how people,
not
like,
approval
people say
rating,
it's their favorite, or
yes. Oh, wait, great shot. Oh, I got it now. Okay, I got the top 5 ready. All right, Chris, you're part of this. Now I have the whole list. Okay, so they have it broken down into just the percentages and how many people would give it the first place vote or whatever.
Okay.
So we're going to start with Thanksgiving, and we're going to go down the list or up the list to see where Thanksgiving ranks. And I'll just give you some of the other. You got Thanksgiving, you got Christmas, you got Veterans Day, you got Memorial Day, you got Mother's Day, Father's Day, Easter, Martin Luther King Jr. Day, Labor Day, Halloween, New Year's Eve, St. Patrick's Day, Valentine's Day, April Fool's Day. Got them all here. So where do you think Thanksgiving ranks on that list?
I had to guess Thanksgiving. It's got to be a top 3 holiday. I mean, you got the fact that you get the days off and the fact you're eating, and there's football as well. I don't know if it's as high as Christmas. I mean, obviously, who doesn't love Christmas? I think the only problem with Christmas might be that not everybody celebrates Christmas. I don't know. Is there Thanksgiving truthers out there, Prahlad? Like, are there people who feel like Thanksgiving shouldn't be celebrated?
Yeah, I'm sure.
I mean, it's definitely, it's got some problematic roots, I'm sure. But
Yes.
Which is all of America's
exactly,
holidays.
right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Go down the list. Get in line. Let's say, I'm just going to say, I'll say 2. I'll say number 2. Thanksgiving's got to be up there for sure.
I was going to say second, but I was going to say Memorial Day, I think would be close. So I'll say Memorial Day second.
Where's Thanksgiving? 3rd. So this is most popular national and religious events in the United States as of second quarter of 2020.
I think we're all agreed that Christmas would be.
Christmas has to be number
1. Winning at 79% is Thanksgiving.
Whoa!
Number 1. Now guess what is
What?
number? There's a tie for number 2.
It's got to be. It has to be Christmas. You said Labor Day,
It's a Memorial Day.
Memorial Day, 4th of July. I'll say 4th of July.
Tie at 1% less at 78%. Memorial Day and Christmas.
Hey,
Can someone wake me on what I'm apparently slept? What's so great about Memorial Day?
that's like that first summer weekend.
Okay.
Like you get the barbecue and
Yeah.
everything like that.
Okay.
Yep.
I mean, it's just one day. Okay,
Number
for
4.
sure.
What do we think number 4 is?
So we got the heavy hitters out of the way. Easter is not a big enough holiday, I don't feel like, in terms of celebration. 4th of July. I'm going to keep going 4th of July until it's
That's a
on
good one. I'm going to say New Year's.
there. New Year.
Number
That's
4,
great.
I think people just really, really like that random Mondays. Number 4 is Veterans Day.
Okay.
It's so random.
Mm-hmm. Number 5. Come on.
4th of July?
I don't know if it's because this is just everyone. 4th of July is actually not.
Wow. That's disrespectful. That's so
I think
disrespectful.
I don't know. Maybe I
Maybe
don't
it's
know why
because
they didn't. Yeah, I don't know why they did. It's like they don't have Cinco de Mayo on here. I don't.
Oh, okay.
I don't. So take away
just
4th of
not
July.
supporting anybody's independence.
I don't know.
That's
It's
awesome.
Statista.com.
Great. No, it's
Don't
fine.
come down my road.
It's fine. Statista. Just no Independence Day. For
What's
anybody.
number 5?
Yes, Cinco de Mayo, Mexican Independence Day, right,
Yeah,
Chris?
right.
Wink,
Exactly.
wink.
That's what it is. That's totally what Cinco. That's definitely what the 5th of May makes me think of.
What's number 5?
It's got to be New Year's Day. Yeah, it has to be New Year's. It's not.
Man.
What is wrong with
St. Patrick's Day.
St. Patrick's Day? God, I'm forgetting. There's so many great
Do you have a
holidays.
buzz sound on there? It's Mother's Day.
Mother's Day. Okay.
Mother's Day over.
We
St.
love our
Patrick's
mothers.
Day.
I
Come on.
love my mother.
We love our mothers.
I love my mom. She's a great lady.
But that's not, you can't have like, oh, let's all go party on Mother's Day.
This is most popular. Number 6.
I feel like popular is. I need to find the definition of popular.
Now we're going
like
down.
okay, yeah,
What's number 6?
They keep saying New Year's.
Mother's Day. I'm going to say Labor Day.
I honestly have forgotten
It's
all the holidays.
Father's Day.
Father's Day.
All right, now we
Hey.
know that this list is a
All right.
sham. There's no
Number
way.
7.
There's
Come
no
on.
way. Who
Someone's
likes
got to
getting
get
a
one
tie?
right. Chris actually got Memorial
He
Day.
did
He was
get
close.
Memorial Day.
Number 7. Come on.
I'm guessing it's not New Year's, so I'm gonna have to stop saying New Year's. What are holidays? Halloween.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, people love Halloween.
I'm gonna say New Year's.
Easter. Number 7.
These are like all of my okay. All right.
Yeah.
I just have to get through these. Just keep
This is going to take too long.
Number 8. Come on.
New Year's.
I'm going to keep saying Halloween or New Year's.
Martin Luther King Jr.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm not going to argue with that, but come on. Like, now, come on.
I'm telling you, people love. I'll just
Look,
say
I love my
ones.
friend Martin.
So that's
but
number 8.
Come on.
Great movie.
Great piece of cinema.
That was number 8. Labor Day was number 9. I'm telling you, people love that random Monday off.
Yeah.
Yes.
It changes
Yeah.
everything. You can take mini trips, right? So that was number 9. Halloween was number 10.
Oh, so it was on the list. It wasn't. Okay.
Halloween
I
was
guess you
number
don't
10.
get that day off.
New Year's Eve was number 11. If you have kids, you don't really care about New Year's Eve.
Yeah,
anymore.
you know what? You got it right.
After you're about 25 to 20 to 30, you know what I mean? It changes for a lot of people. So
Yeah,
that's at
I don't
number,
do New Year's anymore.
There you go. That's at number. So that's cap. That's at number 11. And St. Patrick's Day was at number 12. Hanukkah at number 13.
Oof.
Valentine's Day at number 14. People don't like to spend money. People do not like to spend money. That was 14. 15, Black History Month. Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
get the whole month.
Sure, it's a holiday.
And
yes.
16, April Fool's Day.
Yeah, nobody
go.
likes April Fool's Day.
How is that
Nobody
even a
likes it.
holiday? Nothing changed.
It's not, yeah.
If you have to, I think all the lower ones are when you have to go to work. St. Patrick's Day, you got to go to work.
Yep.
Halloween, you got to go to work. Right? So,
That's crazy.
actually, Mother and Father's Day, those are always Sundays anyway, so it
Right.
doesn't count the same. Yeah. There you
Wow,
go. What do
that's
you think?
interesting. I think that people, I apparently I learned that, yeah, having kids and, being an adult apparently really does change your view.
Yes, Halloween has a cap because Halloween just
Even New
changes.
Year's.
New Year's.
New Year's
That makes
still
sense.
happen to me.
No, it makes sense to me.
I feel like people would, I guess, you got to
Honestly,
get
though,
home to the kids
Even
midnight.
before the kiddos, though, once I hit late 20s, it was let's just go to somebody's house and kick it.
For sure.
Right?
Absolutely.
I mean, the
Those are
last
the
time
best
you
New
went
Year's.
out, right? And once that, it's just a fun time. It's
That's
not
true.
really do you really look forward to New Year's?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I look forward to the New Year's
Chris,
party.
do you look forward to New Year's?
I am in bed by 10 on New Year's.
Yeah.
I used to love New Year's.
I can't remember the last time I saw the actual
I'm
the ball drop ceremony.
I'm in bed at 10 and I'm awake at 12:01 when all the guns start going off.
I love Sacramento. I can't, the reason I love New Year's is because every year my mom makes gumbo.
Really?
Yes. So
Okay.
that's what
Entering
you need.
the new year right then.
Yes,
Okay.
that is what you need. And I guess, I don't know if you guys have heard, it's a bad luck and we're not at New Year's yet, but you're not supposed to go into the new year with no actual money in your wallet.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, that
It's
explains a
bad
lot,
luck.
let me
It's
tell
bad- You could have $1. But do not let the new year get you. With nothing
it's
in
got-
your
If
wallet.
you are going
definitely-
out
it's
for New
got
Year's,
nothing for it.
if you're going out for New Year's, that's very hard to.
Don't go to a cash only place because you got or
Yeah.
keep $1.
It just don't. I think you hit the nail on the head there. Like, don't go out. Like, don't go clubbing or
Yeah.
to bars on
No,
New
go
Year's.
if
Like,
that's you.
nah, like it's just
That's
it's too
you.
packed. Everyone's got a cover, and
Yeah.
then it's like
Then you
it's
lost your money.
ridiculous.
Now you have nothing in your wallet.
Exactly. And then at midnight, you're usually waiting in line to get somewhere
Mhm.
instead of actually being in somewhere. Don't just stay home.
Just
Just find a house.
Just find a house party. But yeah, Thanksgiving number 1.
That's
so
crazy.
as far as Americans, they like their time off. They like to eat.
Yeah, I guess Thanksgiving you would get the most time off too, right?
That's
'Cause
right.
some people get the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday,
Mhm.
and then you get the whole weekend
That's
as well.
right.
Like,
So we get the Thursday, Friday.
Right.
Some people don't get either, but then you're right up against the weekend anyway. So that Friday, even if you have to go to work, is pretty chill.
Right.
Right. So thanks.
or you can Carmichael David and just go Monday, Tuesday, and then you get Wednesday, Thursday,
just
Friday.
don't show up.
Yeah,
Just don't show up. All right. Got to get to a break. When we get back, that guy in Indiana is doing some things again.
Never heard of
and one of the ridiculous scores, NBA scores, you'll have to do a double take, and hopefully it ends this conversation about this guy in Indiana, but the way he's playing right now, I don't think it will. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
The San Francisco 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks square off this Thursday at 5 on a primetime Thanksgiving matchup.
Going deep down the sideline for RU. He's got it, and he's gone. 20, 10, 5, touchdown! San Francisco!
It's a battle for the top spot in the NFC West. San Francisco and Seattle, right here on your home for 49ers ball. Sactown Sports.
The recent storm has caused dangerous driving conditions for us. The Arnold Law Firm has seen how a collision can turn anyone's life upside down. Be alert and stay safe. The Arnold Law Firm, providing real justice for you since 1975. Call 916-777-7777.
At Simply Safe, your safety is the only thing that matters. Introducing 24/7 Lifeguard Protection, only from Simply Safe Home Security. Now, monitoring agents can see and speak to intruders through our new indoor camera to help stop crime in real time and for fast police response. 20% off any new system with Fast Protect monitoring at simplysafe.com/radio. Advanced home security, 24/7 professional monitoring for less than $1 a day. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean. Of course, I use Mr. Clean Magic Eraser to clean tough messes off my stovetop and bathtub. But then I discovered I can also use it to easily clean my patio furniture and even my shoes. I'm hooked.
And when wipes won't cut it, I use Magic Eraser Sheets. They're thin and flexible erasers, perfect for everyday messes, like gunk on my counters and sinks. They really are magical.
The reviews are in. Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and Sheets make cleaning look easy.
It's no secret to golf enthusiasts that Timber Creek and Sierra Pines in Roseville are one of the region's most unique and scenic places to enjoy a great game of golf. 27 holes, boundless options. Elevate your game on our newly renovated driving range, putting green, and chipping area. Whether you're aiming for fun, lower scores, or all-around growth, we've got you covered. Experience golfing dreams in Roseville and book your tee time at timbercreekbc.com. Timber Creek and Sierra Pines, your ultimate golf haven.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
It's the Black Friday Sell-a-thon at Folsom Lake Ford with low prices, low finance rates, and a $500 Amazon gift card on selected vehicles. Now through Monday, shop your truck headquarters, Folsom Lake Ford. See dealer for details.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Most golf professionals will tell you that when chipping or pitching, you should get the ball on the green and let it roll to the hole. That works in most cases, but there are times when a direct line to the green might not be there. Maybe there's a tree or branch you're sure to hit in your arc line. Maybe your shot is uphill to a hole cut close to your ball. This is where the flop shot normally works, but with the reward comes a risk. With the wrong lie, you could swing right under the ball and not advance it. There's also a chance you hit the ball with the wedge's leading edge, making your partners jump out of the way of your ball, which is now flying about 2 feet off the ground. Here's a technique for you to practice. If you're a right-hander, weaken your left hand grip by turning your hand under the club so your palm faces skyward. Now the club face remains open through the hitting zone, giving you a shot that flies higher and lands shorter. Give it a try on the range and experiment with different hand positions under the club. I think you'll be able to take it to the course. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Sactown Sports is home to the Kings, Niners, and now the business of sports. Hosted by Kelly Brothers and brought to you by Cap Trust, offering customized, independent financial advice at captrust.com. Join Kelly Brothers, Carmichael, Dave, and Jason as they look at the business of sports every Thursday at 7:40 a.m. You want to know how sports really work? Follow the money. with Kelly Brothers from Cap Trust on Sactown Sports.
Prestigio Jewelers Black November sale is on all month long. Get amazing doorbuster deals while supplies last. 1-carat diamond earrings only $449. Wedding sets starting at only $899. 70% off gold chains and much more. Get quick and easy credit approval and low monthly payments at Prestigio Jewelers. No credit, bad credit, even bankruptcy, you're approved. Prestigio Jewelers guarantees your credit up to $10,000. Shop designer brands such as Cartier, Gucci, Bulova, and Citizen. Visit us today or online at prestigiojewelers.com. See store for details.
Shop Folsom Lake Kia for all your favorite models at low prices and payments, plus low finance rates and 0 down deals with approved credit. Go see my friends at Folsom Lake Kia right here in Sacramento for over 20 years.
Live and local, it's Stiles and Watkins. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports, taking you up to 2 p.m., getting you ready for your holiday. A lot of conversations to be had. And the running conversation today, 916-339-1140. You can call in at any time with your take on turkey. Is it overrated, underrated, or properly rated? All right. I know Jason Ross was talking about frying his turkey. We like to go Cajun in our house. Chris is out on turkey.
A little bit, yeah.
So that's fine.
Just for the most part. I mean, I go for the dark meat, but it's just like turkey in general. I just feel like you could do a better meat choice than turkey.
Yeah.
And that, like, you're doing the tri-tip. Like, that's revolutionary, man. I'm telling you.
We got it all.
With that.
I feel that if I go to Thanksgiving and there's no turkey, like, okay, I don't care.
It's
as long as there's something good to eat.
No.
Come on. You have to have turkey.
I'm a purist. I just want it for. I don't even care if anybody eats it.
You just want the aesthetic.
It has to be there. It's not Thanksgiving. It's just a dinner.
So what if there's like a fake turkey there?
I think I'm in. I think I'm okay
fake
with that.
apples.
Yeah.
Like the fake Christmas tree. Someone go and grab the fake turkey.
Somebody could get deli meat turkey and just slap it on the table, and I say, okay, this is Thanksgiving. Without it, it's not Thanksgiving. It's just a dinner. It is just a dinner as we break down the conversation that just will not stop because
my goodness,
Tyrese Halliburton is a bad man.
He is.
And we just got to admit
that.
Is. And that's okay.
That's okay.
And because De'Aaron Fox is a bad man.
He
but
sure
what
is.
Halliburton is doing right now, it's hard to ignore.
Yeah.
He had 26 points in one quarter.
In the third. Yeah, in the third yesterday. Just in the third quarter, he had 26 points. I think he was 4-4 from 3.
16 assists.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm telling you, man,
he's been like
one.
that.
I'll be honest. When I'm watching and pace, I just got League Pass this year, so I'm trying to catch as much as I can. But so I'm still seeing more of Tyrese Halliburton as he starts. And we talked about the lack of highlight plays with De'Aaron Fox, right? And Halliburton really isn't that much different. His numbers have just been crazy.
Right.
The crossover from that 3-pointer where he did the double cross from NBA Street and he yanked him and just whapped the three. I'm thinking,
I think Miles Turner's on the bench with his hands on his head, just like this.
I honestly
right
felt
now.
like Shaq. I'm sorry, I wasn't familiar with your game. It was crazy, man. And then, of course, and this is why I feel bad for the Beam regime and the Kingdom and Kings fans and Kings media, all of us here in Sacramento, because when is it going to stop to where every time Tyrese Halliburton does something, it comes back to the Kings could have had this guy.
Never.
And you know what? A lot of people had some good stuff to say the people that are saying this, they never even saw Halliburton and Fox play together.
No.
They didn't.
No, they didn't watch a single game of them. And they probably also haven't watched Sabonis in regular season
games
did
not.
With the Sacramento Kings either. And it's just, it's whatever. It's kind of, I think everybody in Sacramento kind of knew that this was going to happen. And, I think that as long as we as a collective Sacramento Kingdom kind of know what the facts of the situation are, that, this was never going to be the case in Sacramento. Tyrese was never going to thrive the way he is now if he was still in Sacramento with De'Aaron. Same with De'Aaron. De'Aaron wouldn't have thrived if Tyrese was still here as well. I think that it's, and I do feel like for the most part, what I see in the Sacramento circle of this conversation is a very level-headed, conversation where it does feel like there's tons of, whatever bots out there, whatever Twitter eggs or whatever you would call them that are out there who are still preaching that, the Kings are getting finessed. Oh my gosh, LOL Kangs. That stuff is just never going to die because from a national perspective or from I should just say a non-local perspective, it's always going to be the Kings are just perennially messing up and never getting it right. And even here, when they think they got it right, it's very Kings to just still get that wrong. And so I think it's never going to die. And forever people are going to say, oh, do you remember the Kings had Tyrese Halliburton and they just gave him up for nothing? Like Sabonis is, freaking Jonas Valanciunas
it's not,
or something.
Well, and you like Jonas. I do like Jonas, but it would be a lot more ridiculous. And I get that. I'm just going here to because a lot of people, because one thing is there should be a lot more uproar. And I know it's different because at this point they are not proven. But I would make the argument to your point, Halliburton was more proven. He was starting the ball with the Kings, but it didn't look like this, right? Because why all of a sudden is it the Kings? The Kings become this, I guess, joke to people. And they even say, hey, that's what the Kings get for moving off him. But if I'm looking at this draft, why is nobody, and I know in circles it happens, but the Warriors drafted James Wiseman, who can't get time on a team on the Detroit Pistons that would probably lose to the G League
They're
Ignite.
playing Marvin Bagley right now over James Wiseman.
So, and they did not take LaMelo Ball
or Tyrese
because it was a bad fit. They didn't want to deal with his daddy, right? They didn't want to deal with all that. And we want guys that want to play with this. So, and then after that, and I know Jordan Poole doesn't look good right now, but you decide not to go with LaMelo because of these reasons. You went with James Wiseman, and James Wiseman, God bless him, might be, Ni Hao. She might be in China in a couple years.
That's crazy.
He might be.
No, he probably will be. No, I mean, for sure. And, I think it's because the Warriors ended up winning a championship. And so they kind of get the last laugh on that. It ended up not killing everything that they're trying to do. But no, definitely. I mean, it's not fair. It's a very Kings or Sacramento thing to just continually have this thrown back in our face. But, it's whatever. Again, I'm totally fine knowing that it was never going to work out with the both of them. And sure, yes, maybe I know the counter argument, which has also been thrown out there tons, which we've addressed as well. The Kings chose the wrong guard take as well. It's whatever. I mean, I think that the more important thing is that, and maybe this is a cop-out answer, but I think the important thing is both teams are in a situation now where they ideally would have liked to be from the result of the trade.
The Pacers still need more.
They still need more.
The Pacers aren't doing anything this season.
And what's Tyrese going to look like when that team is winning? And I'm not saying Tyrese is all of a sudden going to suck, but I just mean these 37 and 16s aren't going to be happening when that team is in the playoffs or a top whatever seed in the Eastern Conference, because he's going to have to sacrifice a little bit more when another star gets there. And also, like, Domantas Sabonis has the ball in his hands a lot. So I feel like if De'Aaron were in a situation like Tyrese, where he's having to have everything flow through him, I truly do believe that De'Aaron Fox would have very similar numbers to what Tyrese is doing. It would just look a little different.
Patrick Williams was the number 4 pick. Isaac Okoro, Onyeka Okongwu.
That's not great either.
Killian Hayes,
That's definitely
Obi Toppin.
That's
my
really
guy.
bad.
I thought I was a GM.
It's a terrible draft.
It was terrible draft. Denny Avdia.
Yeah.
Okay. Jalen Smith.
Oh my
Devin
gosh.
Vassell. Then Tyrese. Then Kira Lewis Jr. I've never heard that name in my life.
He's on New Orleans, so we might see him tonight at some point if it's a blowout.
Well, maybe. And then you got to go all the way down to 19 for Sadiq Bey. Tyrese Maxey was 21.
Yeah.
21. So my point is, teams make mistakes in drafts all the time. Teams make mistakes with players all the time. So the Kings aren't any different from anybody else. But I will say this. How about this? To quote unquote mess up and tell them what they won, Johnny. Your consolation prize is an all-NBA player in Domantas Sabonis and an all-NBA player in De'Aaron Fox. But somehow the narrative is that, well, you could have had this. Sometimes things are just better in theory than in practice. And I think that and maybe they would have figured it out. I don't know.
Yeah.
But what I do know is that if you want to call it a mistake, cool. There's worse mistakes to make.
Absolutely.
Plenty of worse mistakes to make. Emmanuel Quickly was 25.
Right.
Was 25. Very similar, like you said, Trey Lance to the Niners.
Yep.
Teams miss on picks all the time. Teams make bad decisions all the time.
It's not if it breaks you.
Yes, did it break you? And all the Kings did was make the playoffs and break their streak of not making the playoffs after all these years.
Yeah.
So
and they're still set up for success.
To me, I think people just like to kick teams, not even when they're down, but it's just a fun thing to do. And he's putting up video game numbers. But you're right, very similar to your boy Luka. I don't know what Tyrese Halliburton's numbers will look like if and when they start winning. All right, got to get to a break. When we get back, that score that didn't even sound like a real one, Halliburton and the Pacers against the Hawks, is it good for the NBA? We'll also talk about, everybody's favorite, flopping. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
What's the latest with the San Francisco 49ers? Carmichael, Dave, and Jason Ross keep you up to date on all things red and gold during the Niners at 9 every weekday at 9 a.m. on Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Start planting your garden this weekend with Bonnie 11.8-ounce vegetables. Buy 4 for $10. Plus, liven up your patios and decks with fresh blooms. Select 1.5-gallon hanging baskets or 2 for $20. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17. In-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Exergen thermometers are a top choice of medical professionals at highly ranked hospitals across the U.S. With kids back at school, keeping them healthy is important. Make Exergen thermometer the chosen thermometer for your home or business to check for fever, where accuracy matters. When measuring temperature at home and at work, use an Exergen thermometer to keep your family and colleagues safe. Available at Walmart and other participating retailers. Learn more at Exergen.com.
At aimyourdigital.com, we'll help you target the right audience, build your leads, and crush your quota. Take your business to the next level. Our digital marketing strategies help grow awareness of your product or service, all while building trust in your business. Our approach involves leveraging multiple tools and strategies to deliver exceptional results that are customized to your unique business needs. Don't wait to run out of sales leads. Keep your business growing. Get started with aimyourdigital.com today.
Winter is coming. I know you know that, but are you prepared to keep your family warm all season long? At American Energy Heating and Air, their goal is to exceed your expectations of the heating and air industry by valuing the customer experience and making your home comfort system as efficient as possible for the most value. So book your $49 furnace tune-up and safety inspection today. Prevent dangerous gas leaks. Extend the life of that furnace and save on your energy bills. And here's the guarantee. This isn't a sales call. They're not getting in the door so they can try to sell you a bunch of stuff. No, they're just going to do what they say they're going to do. Call today to schedule an appointment at 916-520-9990 or go to AmericanEnergyAir.com. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ Better Business Bureau rating. Get your $49 furnace tune-up and safety inspection today. 916-520-9990. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable.
On December 9th, witness a mind-bending show like no other with The Clairvoyants Holiday Spectacular at Gold Country Casino Resort in Oroville, featuring mind-reading, magic tricks, and illusions. With a special appearance from Mr. Coney Handini, the world's first mind-reading dog. Get your tickets now to see The Clairvoyants live, only at
Gold Country Casino Resort.
Okay, 21 or older. Folsom Lake Ford has trucks. The F-150s are here. Explorers, Expeditions, and a huge selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports. They're in stock now at Folsom Lake Ford. Shop Folsom Lake Ford, your truck headquarters, right here in Sacramento for your favorite Ford models at good, fair prices. Short on cash? Buy any new Ford with zero down. Save big with low interest finance rates. Plus, Folsom Lake Ford is paying top dollar for all trades. We want your vehicle regardless of mileage or condition. This could be the best time to buy a new Ford. Check out the huge inventory online at FolsomLakeFord.com or stop by the dealership and see the most recent arrivals. Looking for something special? Give them a call and tell them Doug Christie sent you. Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall. Your trusted dealer, my trusted dealer for over 30 years. FolsomLakeFord.com.
Zero down with approved credit. Bonneville International Radio Station contests are open to participants at least 18 years of age and older that are residents of California and who reside in one of the 6 counties that make up the Sacramento metro area, unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contest are not eligible to win, unless the station otherwise specifies in its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 30 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. For a copy of the general contest rules, visit khdk.com.
Sacramento has a new tag team in the midday. It's Stiles and Watkins on Sactown Sports.
Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports, taking you up to 2 p.m., hoping that you will enjoy your holiday. We have our Kings Roundtable with Brendan Nunez at 11:30, and that will be heavy Kings talk. We do have some updates. Chris, did you want to get to those?
Shout out our guy, Chris Biederman, who we talked to yesterday. As we know, Chris is out in New Orleans right now with the team on the Kings beat right now. And Chris puts out, after today's shoot-around, just a little, I wouldn't call it an injury. We'll call it an injury update, I guess. Just his observations. How about that? His observations from shoot-around. Not spotted was Keegan Murray, who Chris says is unlikely to play tonight with a lower back injury. He said participating in today's shoot-around, however, Trey Lyles, who is expected to play tonight. Wow. I don't know if that's sourced
big.
or anything, or if
that's big.
That's huge. That's absolutely massive.
Zion, you getting clammed.
Come on.
That's funny too. Trey, you're back. Now go guard Zion.
Go get that guy. Chris Duarte and Sasha Vezenkov, both full participants today at shoot-around. So it's looking like relatively healthy for the Kings. Doesn't mention anything about Keon Ellis. I would assume he's going to continue to be out. And Keegan Murray, it makes sense. I mean, with lower back, you don't want that to, that thing can get
he sat out.
so
he sat out a game last year, I believe, also with lower back soreness.
Yes.
And
so
you really don't want to mess with that.
Definitely not.
At all.
It seems like also Biederman, posted a video with it as well, where you can see, the guys wearing the specific colored pennies and things like that. And it looks like Chris Duarte is wearing the same color jersey as the other starters. So it seems like tonight might be Chris Duarte starting in the place of Keegan Murray. So Fox, Herter, Duarte, Barnes, and Sabonis might be the starting lineup tonight.
We had so many conversations at the beginning of the season about Chris Duarte and would he be the backup point guard, and where is Davion Mitchell? And it's so funny because that is just a part of sports talk, whether you're a fan or whether you are in the media, because we have all these conversations, and just the slog of the season really deems all of that unnecessary, because nobody's going to be healthy. I know the Kings were very healthy last season, but nobody's going to be healthy all season. Everybody's going to get a turn. Everybody's going to be cold. Everybody's going to be hot, right? You need your main guys to stay hot for most of the season. But here is Chris Duarte, who just last week, we couldn't find him on the bench, right? And now all of a sudden, you need him to play pretty well tonight to get this victory against a Pelicans team that are going to try to smell some blood here in the water, and without Keegan Murray. But I would say, if you're looking at the two rosters pound for pound, if those guys do play, the Kings should expect to come out of here with the victory if they take care of business.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Duarte is a guy who, in that starting lineup, we've seen his physicality defensively, for better or for worse.
Watch the hands.
I know, yeah, just got to watch the hands. I think it's pretty, if I had to guess, they'll probably continue to put HB on Zion. That means Duarte is probably going to have to pick up that Brandon Ingram role. And yeah, Keegan, the text line's been on it, the YouTube chat's been on it, but Keegan did really, really well to slow down Brandon Ingram, or keep him at bay at least for that first half. And then, instantly when Keegan checks out for that second half and doesn't play, we see Brandon Ingram go absolutely nuts. So it's going to be big on Duarte to play good defense, but also the key is to not do what we've seen him do in just about every time he stepped out there. He cannot get into foul trouble tonight, because they thankfully have Trey Lyles as some bench depth at that forward position, but there really isn't many other guys to go. They can throw Kessler Edwards out there, though Kessler Edwards, who they put in for Keegan. We saw that wasn't successful. So I'd be surprised if Kessler's going to get a lot of minutes tonight. I would assume a lot of those minutes are going to go to Trey, but Duarte has to be able to play 30 or so minutes tonight. Not if they want to have a chance, but that, like, if you're building the recipe for what a Kings win looks like, I would have to imagine Chris Duarte is going to have to be out there for a long time.
Much like we discussed as we were messing around earlier and talked about the most popular holidays and the definition of popularity, right? I asked you a question about the dimensions of the Kings offense and if you thought that the Kings offense was one-dimensional. Now, again, I would say that depends on your definition of one-dimensional.
Absolutely.
One-dimensional to me doesn't necessarily mean that they only shoot threes. It means that they have a game plan and it's hard for them to break away. Now, I guess the counterpoint would be how many teams can really do whatever they want if the game plan breaks down. But I would say that the Kings can be a bit one-dimensional. Their dimensions have layers, but we're gonna try to bang with you down low with Sabonis. We're gonna let De'Aaron Fox do his thing. And I guess it's the others, we're just going to chuck up threes.
Right.
The question is, how different is that to any other team? If you use the Lakers, for example, I guess you have LeBron and AD, but it's LeBron and AD going to do their thing. Everybody else, Rui Hachimura and Cruz kind of do other things, but mostly we're going to chuck up threes. Right. So maybe it's not a matter. Why does it feel like the Kings don't have that counterpunch when their shots aren't falling and some other teams do? I guess that's what I'm trying to figure out.
I think it's because the Kings offense is pretty much predicated on creating those threes. Like when you talk about a team like the Lakers, their goal is to run a pick and roll with AD and Braun or feed AD in the post or have Braun drive the lane. That collapses the defense, which then leaves the shooters open to take those threes. The Kings, however, run a system where the whole point is it's, the Lakers have that counter of the initial thing is AD post up, LeBron at the rim. The Kings are literally running their motion, running their offense to get those open threes. So it's kind of I guess what you're saying is the Kings first and foremost are looking for the three and then hoping that looking for that three or hunting that three creates some confusion and maybe allows a backdoor cut or something like that. Where, in that sense, the Kings are a little one-dimensional in the sense of if the three isn't falling, like you're saying, what's next in the game? Do you have a counter in your game plan to go to? Because you can't bank on shots falling every single night. Just, you're going to run into nights like Monday where you're tired. You're going to run into nights where you just aren't hitting shots because it's not your night. You can't rely solely on that. And I think the point that you're getting at is, okay, Kings don't hit shots. Does that just mean they lose the game? Is it as blanket and simple as that? Kings don't make shots, they don't win? Because that's not how it should be. You should be able to have multi-layers, and that's something we were talking about early in the season. I thought the Kings were showing different ways of winning, but it seems like they've kind of reverted back, and I don't know if it's for better or worse, but it seems like they've reverted back to their offense of last year, which was heavily predicated on three-point shots and knocking them down at a high percentage, which they aren't this year.
No. And when they did, that's why, what was it? When everybody went in fuego against was it the Cavs when it was Keegan and Herter to combine for 11? That's why we call it the best game of the season. Sure. But at the same time, there are arguments for other games because that game almost felt like an outlier, right? How is that the best game? Yeah. But you're going to go to the same way, to be completely honest, we got to get to a break. The same way you don't burn the tape on a win like that, but the same way you say, hey guys, this isn't us for this game against the Pelicans. You can also say, hey guys, we're probably not going to shoot like this. So we can look at the looks, but let's just do this every game. Let's just do this every game because it's just not that simple. All right, got to get to a break. When we get back, more turkey talk, and we will talk about the Thanksgiving slate, which game you are most excited for. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Local bragging rights are on the line this Sunday for the Causeway Classic of Basketball.
Lost the handle, picked up by Milling, up ahead to Johnson, ahead of everybody, and then we are tied.
UC Davis hosts Sacramento State in the Causeway of Hoops.
Lee inbounded Johnson with 3 seconds. Johnson takes it straight to the rim. Layup, got it with 0.8 seconds to go. And the Aggies have done it.
Play-by-play Play-by-play begins Sunday at 5 on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
As we come together to celebrate the end of this long year, Stockton Honda has savings to bring us all cheer. Happy Honda Day savings and selection galore. Stockton Honda's online express purchase and great people give you more.
Save on 400 new Hondas at Stockton Honda during Happy Honda Days. Shop in person or online with our express purchase option.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Hey y'all, this is Bill with the Good Guys. Call Good Guys Heating and Cooling now. Tired of overpriced repairs? Call the Good Guys. Jaw-dropping quote for a new HVAC system? Call the Good Guys. Don't trust the other guys. Call the Good Guys. We offer free second opinions. Family owned and operated, always ready to serve the community. We offer the best service, best price, guaranteed. And that's no bull.
Call 530-GOOD-AIR. License number 1057618.
I was in foot pain for 20 years, trying to give it relief, buying all these different insoles, drugstore insoles, custom insoles. I spent thousands of dollars. I bought all these products and not a single one worked. I really, truly needed to have relief in my feet. And the Good Feet arch supports were what gave me the relief I needed.
For over 20 years, we've been helping people like Teresa actually live the life they love without their feet getting in the way.
I wanted to make sure that I got something that my feet felt good in, not somebody else's feet. I love the fact that I can wear these arch supports in all my shoes. I have boots, I have cowboy boots, I have running shoes, I have walking shoes, I have flat shoes, I have heels. It makes me so happy. If you ask my husband, he will crack up because there is no store I would rather go in than a shoe store. I'm Teresa, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Knee, hip, foot, leg, or back pain? Visit the Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville. This is the moment you've been waiting for. Hanley's Kia in Davis is bringing you an unbeatable deal on all 2024 Kia models. Drive home in style without breaking the bank. Introducing Hanley's Kia incredible leasing option for just $199 a month. Picture yourself behind the wheel of a brand new 2024 Kia, loaded with the latest features and cutting-edge technology. Whether it's the sleek Niro Hybrid with 54 mpg, an EV6 with up to 310 miles, the versatile Sportage, or the family-friendly Telluride. At Hanley's Kia, you can also reserve your luxurious full-size EV9 with 3 rows that has the comfort of a stylish interior and the peace of mind that comes with driving a brand you can trust. Head over to Hanley's Kia today, located in Davis.
New 2024 Kia Niro Hybrid EX for $199 per month for 36 months after $7,999 customer cash due at signing plus $300 military customer rebate. 10,000 miles per year and 20 cents per mile after 30,000 miles based on sale price $30,545 and payment excludes taxes and DMV fees and any dealer fees. Vehicle ID number R5136-138.
For a business to thrive, there needs to be a constant stream of new customers. This happens through strong lead generation. Did you know that lead generation is one of the most important tools of any marketing campaign? Let us help you identify your target audience and market your products and services to them. To get started today, contact aimyourdigital.com. That's aimyourdigital.com and start seeing results today.
The sewer system. It's probably the last thing on your mind, and that's okay. Because at the Sacramento Area Sewer District, it's our first priority. As the region's largest sewer utility, we own and maintain thousands of miles of sewer pipe. And our job is to get to your sewer problem before it interrupts your life. So whether you've got a slow drain or a backup, call us first, day or night. The Sacramento Area Sewer District. It's a dirty job, but we're happy to do it.
Hey, what's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet, a Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. What's happening for Chrysler's Black Friday sales event?
Right now, save up to $17,500 off MSRP when you lease a new 2023 Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xe. I've been in the business my entire life, and I've never seen savings like this on one of America's favorite SUVs.
Wow, almost $20,000 off MSRP is pretty awesome. What about those Jeep Wranglers?
You can save over $16,000 off MSRP when you lease a new 2024 Jeep Wrangler Willys 4xe. And yes, I did say 2024s, and I did say Willys. At Hoblet, we're working to save you money on what you want, not last year's leftovers.
If you want a new Jeep, there's only one place to go. Plus, get 4.99% financing only at Hoblet Dodge. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period. 17.5 total net savings on lease only after 14.5 factory rebates and 3,000 dealer discounts. 16,000 total net savings after 13 factory rebates and 3,000 dealer discounts. Rebates include 7,500 federal tax credits subject to change without notice. 5 each net savings. Special 4.99% financing for 84 months on approved credit through Travis Credit Union. Must have 740 plus FICO score to qualify and be eligible for membership. 14.15 per thousand financing dealer for details.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Take it on the local level. Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios. Sactown Sports. Live and local, it's Stiles and Watkins. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports, taking you up to 2 p.m. Love that song, by the way. And it reminds me that Snoop Dogg, he posted something, and let's just say that the whole no smoke thing was a promo for fireplaces, I think it was.
Which I think was the most surprising thing. I definitely was
But
seeing
we
something.
knew the way he said, I'm giving up smoke.
Right, yes.
We knew there was something odd, right? And he just recently posted another picture to let you know that the other smoke he is still partaking in. And, you know, the kind of piano goes through. I remember Wiz Khalifa, I thought, because they're both kind of have the same body type, they both rap about.
Yes.
They smoke,
they're
right?
filling the same lane.
I thought Wiz was going to be the next Snoop Dogg.
I think everybody did.
I mean, he had it all, man.
Yeah.
He looked like Snoop. He rapped about the same thing. I thought it was going to be. And then I don't even really know what happened.
See
he
You
just
Again
kind of
happened. That's what happened.
What do you mean? That's a great song. That might be his biggest song.
It is his biggest song, but, you know, it's kind of it's kind of what happens. You know, you sell your soul to, you know, make a hit.
Yeah.
People, you know, it's just, I don't know.
And also,
not that Snoop is, you know, not Mr. Marketable. Clearly,
no, when you
but
do
it's just,
Marcus Stewart, things like that. Now Wiz Khalifa's in Oreo commercials with his son. And think about, not that Snoop necessarily evolved, but he kind of did, right? He had, you know, he had different songs, and Wiz Khalifa was just unable to evolve, it felt like. He's still rapping about the same thing.
Yeah. I think he also never really, as a personality, like Snoop is a one-of-one person.
Right.
Like, I don't think Wiz ever broke into like mainstream media.
No.
Like, not for his actual like, of course, his music and whatever. He had that, him and Snoop had that Mac and Dev Go to High School movie. Which
oh my goodness. He was Amber Rose, right?
Yeah.
So
no, I mean, he was definitely, I would say he was was probably like borderline A-list at his peak.
Yes.
But yeah, he had his time, and I don't really know why it never stuck. Probably because I think at the end of the day, your music kind of needs to keep you afloat,
right?
Or your personality, and I don't really think either took off for Wiz.
No, not quite.
The early stuff is great though.
Early stuff is great.
Wiz
Early stuff
great.
is legendary. I was just listening to what was it? Miss This Plane a couple Thursdays ago. Absolute banger. 916-339-1140. Let's get to some of these text messages from the 916. We do turkey on Thanksgiving, and for Christmas, crab and filet. Ooh. Oh, you fancy, huh?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I like that though. But on Christmas, some people do double up.
Yes.
Turkey on Christmas, turkey on Thanksgiving.
Yes, gotcha. Yeah.
Right?
I have heard some people do it, but I didn't like draw the connection of like,
that's like an every once in a while. I think it's if someone finds a good price on a turkey after Thanksgiving. Then we have it on Christmas.
Hey, we're gonna have it again. And, you know, we still got some leftovers in there. It's frozen. We're gonna have this dang turkey. Yeah, I think Christmas changes. My mom likes to do the fish, right? We'll do shrimp, crab, all those.
Right. Isn't that a thing? Like, you have fish 3 different ways or something.
It's
Isn't
a
that
feast of 7 fishes, I believe. I think it's based on religion, and we get that. So we get that going. I'll do whatever I got to do. I'll normally do some shrimp that I just put a little too much salt on, and people complain, but they still eat all of it. So I don't want to hear it, because what did you contribute? Sorry.
I do tamales for Christmas.
Oh,
it's the
that's
tops.
right.
Chris, you do it for Christmas as well?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, I wasn't sure if we did it for different. Yeah, it's
we get started the day after Thanksgiving.
It's
making
the
them.
best way. It's the best thing to do, because you have so many leftovers too the day after.
Leftovers.
Yeah, I'm like it.
You gonna bring some in?
They're coming your way for sure. Oh yeah. You got a plate coming.
Okay,
for sure. Absolutely.
That is what I need to hear. Also from the 916, can we just settle this Fox versus Halliburton debate when they play each other? Fox will lock Halliburton up and torch him all night.
Let me see.
You have to think that the coaches from Sacramento seen them at practice together, and this was happening on a day-to-day basis. And that's why Halliburton was traded, period. Nick from the know. I don't know. I'm ready to say.
That's not exactly what happened.
I think it's going to be Murray on Halliburton when they play.
No, you got no.
I think
it
so
should
too.
be.
No, I think so.
But no, you gotta have at least a couple possessions.
Oh, a couple, yeah.
Where just for Bleacher Report, you gotta have it. Yeah. When do they play each other?
That's a great question. I was just looking at their head-to-head matchups. I believe De'Aaron Fox and Tyrese they've only played once together in the same game or against each other the same game so far.
January 18th.
That's way too long.
In Sacramento. And Halliburton would never get booed, right?
No.
Okay. No, he shouldn't.
He's getting a standing O.
That's right. That's right. Now, don't clap for too long.
Exactly.
All right.
You get like when you're being announced, standing ovation. Yeah. Then in the game, just booed.
Yeah.
Yes.
First time he touches the ball.
That is the respect. And then February 2nd, it's Kings at Pacers. So you get two. Mm-hmm. So you get a nice little mini series. They're really not too far apart from each other.
Sorry. You know what I think is actually hilarious about the Halliburton-Sabonis trade that nobody brings up?
What?
When people talk about how it's a bad trade for the Kings and they really just point at the Halliburton-Sabonis part of it, nobody ever brings up, and the Pacers got Buddy Hield too.
Right. Yeah.
Buddy. Don't forget Buddy.
Buddy.
Like, okay, sure, whatever. Tyrese and Sabonis head to head, but then you throw in the fact that they just threw in Buddy.
Right.
Like, Buddy's been balling 6 threes last night for the Pacers. Nobody. I just think it's funny. It's very telling, but the fact that nobody seems to ever think to throw in, oh, yeah, it was a bad trade because the Kings, people forget they also throw in Buddy. It seems like just such
Sacramento
an easy
is like, oh, thank God they threw in Buddy.
Right.
We're not doing this deal unless you take Buddy along with it.
I thought Buddy was one of my GM thoughts, right? And I thought Buddy was going to be big.
I think a lot of people did, especially after coming out of college. It was like, oh my God.
It was like Steph was doing his thing.
Exactly.
And then it was like the Buddies of the world, the Trae Youngs of the world. The Jimmers of the world. And
we tried that one. Didn't work out too well.
Yeah, and Trae Young, this was supposed to be his year. Haven't really. He scored a lot of points last night because they both did.
Everybody did.
Because there was just no defense being played.
Steph is really showing that it's a lot harder than it looks.
Turns out, right?
Like we were just talking about, and Steph goes 6'3", and I do think it's funny when people cheer when he dunks, as if a 6'3" dude walked into the Y and he couldn't dunk, I'd call him a bum. You know what I mean? To be completely honest with you, if he's playing
big for nothing.
Yeah, but what are you big for, right? But we were just talking about how there are not that many smaller guards. They were talking yesterday. I watched the Philly game where, surprisingly, the Cavs beat
a great game.
Beat the Sixers.
Overtime?
They beat the Sixers in season tournament without Karis LeVert or Donovan Mitchell.
Wow, was that in Philly too? If I'm not mistaken,
in Philly.
And Joel Embiid was getting crazy calls.
And Joel Embiid was flopping all over the place. And, you have two smaller guards. They're talking about how, Bob, and Tyrese Maxey to do what he's been doing, he's barely scraping 6'2". So I do think that there is a wave right now where it's tough for smaller guards to get action.
Yeah.
The Kemba Walkers of the world. We named how many? Trae Young,
under
6'2", 6'3".
Yeah, it's like
Trae Young.
I don't know if Garland's listed at that.
Garland for sure,
small guy. I mean, there's really not many people besides that. Like, I don't know if Steph would consider Kyrie as somebody.
But Kemba's out of the league.
Yeah, Kemba's out of the league for sure.
Kyrie,
yeah, Kyrie. I mean, Kyle Lowry, kind of, but he's not really
Chris Paul. But
I mean, he's
grandfathered
washed at this point. In terms of scoring ability, he's really not there. I mean, it's really tough. Fred VanVleet is maybe somebody as well, but all of these guys, I think Kemba Walker's the real test case, and you're good until you if you're going to be under 6'3". If you lose that half a step, I mean, a lot of those guys, a lot of their game is predicated on speed. If you're going to be shorter than everybody else, you're going to have some sort of trump card to throw out there, and usually it's speed. So when you lose that half step and you're no longer faster than the bigger guys, then are you able to, like, that's, I think, where you run into, those guys just don't exist when they're over 31. And I think that's why it's so hard to find guys under 6'2" or 6'3" in the NBA because,
You know who I'm going to
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and say it because it's not going to be
say it.
It's not
going to say it.
But yeah, I mean, that's the problem with the guy that the Kings have right now is their backup. It's tough to find minutes. Right now, he's definitely still in that zone where he's quick enough to stay in front of guys, but long-term planning and thinking about the future, you got to kind of look around and say how many guys that look like this end up being in the league for 10 to 15
and
years.
most of those guys are liabilities defensively. Most of those guys is the opposite. It's their DHs, right? All offensive. And then when they can't do anything, when they start to lose a step, to your point, the speed or however they lose their step offensively.
Athleticism, whatever
you already couldn't defend, so I can't keep you in the game.
Right.
Davion is different because his calling card is defense.
Right.
But you look at the ceilings for a defensive guy under the height of 6'2", and and we just talked about, not to call Davion a miss. We just went through the 2020 draft. Those things happen all the time, and it's not like Davion was a top 3 pick, right? These things happen all the time. This is not a Kings thing at all, but you do look and you say, okay, you got Patrick Beverly, you got GP2.
Yep.
And Patrick Beverly, it's really Patrick Beverly because Davion can't jump like GP2.
Or Jose Alvarado.
Right? And I think I would take Jose offensively over Davion, right?
I mean, watching Jose Alvarado the other day, I was kind of like, this kind of is Davion Mitchell. Like, not necessarily in a bad way. Like, Jose Alvarado is a fun, useful player, but I don't really see a difference.
But that's okay because you have a James Wiseman who was a number 2 pick and it's Nihao. So it's okay.
Like in the sense of it's better to get an NBA. It's like at least somebody who can function in the NBA instead of a complete bust who's like you're just throwing in there because you're praying.
Where's Anthony Bennett?
This pick doesn't.
Where's Anthony Bennett?
I mean, I don't even think China would take
Do
him.
you remember when Anthony Bennett almost had that comeback?
Yes.
When he was balling in the G League. Right. And I thought,
for sure.
Could this be the craziest story of all time? It wasn't.
It was not. No. It was definitely the craziest story of all time. That's for sure. That dude played like 4 games before he got his first NBA points.
Yeah.
It was bad. It was really bad.
Got to get to a break. When we get back, we talk the Thanksgiving slate. And who is America's team when it comes to the NFL? Has it changed to that team in Philly? Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
The San Francisco 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks square off this Thursday at 5 on a primetime Thanksgiving matchup.
Going deep down the sideline for you. He's got it, and he's gone. 20, 10, 5, touchdown! San Francisco!
It's a battle for the top spot in the NFC West. San Francisco and Seattle. Right here on your home for 49ers football. Sactown Sports.
It's the biggest automotive event of the year. This coming Saturday, Elk Grove Kia is unleashing Black Weekend. We're talking vehicles starting at an unbelievable $500. Yes, you heard it right, just $500. Or cruise in style with a Kia Sportage for just $244 a month plus tax. These deals are so hot, they won't last. Worried about your credit? Fear not, we've got you covered. No credit application will be turned away. Hurry in this weekend to Elk Grove Kia because it's first in, first served, and these deals won't last. Visit us at elkgrovekia.com or see us in the Elk Grove Auto Mall.
2015 Chevy Malibu, 129205 and 2008 Mazda 3, 121836, $500. Price does not include government fees, taxes, document processing charge, and electronic filing charge, and any maintenance testing charge. 2023 Kia Sportage LX all-wheel drive lease for $244 a month for 24 months plus tax. 1950 Kia lease cash plus $34.95 customer down payment due at signing residual of $20,500, 2060 based on 12K per year, 20 cents per mile. Overall security deposit requires Kia finance tier 1 approval subject to fire safety. This payment GK 8975 expires 11/30.
Elk Grove Kia.
Sacramento has a new tag team in the midday. It's Stiles and Watkins on Sactown Sports.
Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports, taking you up to 2 p.m. We will be joined in 15 minutes by Brendan Nunez, our Sactown Sports Kings insider reporter extraordinaire, as we break down where the Kings are, injuries, and what they're going to do tonight against the Pelicans, and also Friday night against the T-Wolves. Great NBA slate, as Chris was breaking it down to me during the break. For tonight, you have the return of Drew Holiday and facing his former team.
Didn't even think about that.
Yeah, in the Milwaukee Bucks as he's with the Celtics. Some crazy stuff going around social media, by the way, with Drew Holiday and Celtics fans. I'm not going to really go ahead and look for it yourself, but it's some trash behavior by Celtics fans, and I know it doesn't represent the whole fan base. Well, I was literally going to say it does not represent the whole fan base, but it's a bad look.
Fool me once.
A new version of a bad look for the Celtics fans.
Just the city of Boston, frankly, they kind of have a bad.
We talked about markets a couple
rap.
days ago, earlier this week, when Lou Williams was throwing shots at Sacramento.
Strays.
Who really wants to go to Boston?
Again,
Who wants to go?
I think when we were talking yesterday about markets, Boston doesn't get free agents.
No.
Not the Celtics, at least. I don't know. You could probably speak more to the Red Sox, but Patriots too. They don't really bring in free agents a ton.
Right.
And
Red Sox do, but baseball's just different.
Market doesn't
they got
matter.
families and
they got families, so baseball's different.
NBA and family, but baseball, it takes so long to get there. But you're 26, you're 20. Oh man, this is a young prospect when he's 23 years old, right? He's with his high school sweetheart. So I do think it's just a little bit different. I wanted to switch gears before we go hardcore Kings here and talk about the NFL slate, Thanksgiving. So the Lions have been playing, and they've been playing historically in every Thanksgiving game. Yep. And it's gone so long that we're now in the cycle to where the Lions are good. Everybody used to complain, get this trash off my screen. And it's been happening for so long. They made it through another bad cycle. Now the Lions are good. Unfortunately, the Packers aren't very good, but at least it will be somewhat entertaining.
Yep.
You have Commanders at Cowboys, and
sure,
the Cowboys will probably find a way to make it entertaining, whereas it shouldn't be. And then, of course, your San Francisco 49ers taking on the Seahawks in the battle of the turkey leg.
Best game.
The Seahawks trying to get spicy, which is really bold for the Seahawks that are going to be missing their number one running back and Geno Smith banged up, but social media going to social media, and the Seahawks, all they did, very simple to an Allen Stiles type of deal. All they did was post a video.
That's all they did.
And it was the last time.
No context.
Yes, no context. Last time the Niners played the Seahawks in Seattle, and it was with Colin Kaepernick. It was the turkey leg game, and Richard Sherman carrying the turkey off of the field, the whole turkey. So, best game, it's easily Niners. But I don't even know if that's good. I think the Niners are going to take care of business.
Yeah, I don't even think it's going to be. It's unfortunate that, Geno, from what I saw, it seems like he's going to play, but it doesn't seem like he's going to be near 100%. So even if he does play, will he be able to throw the ball down the field? That was already a big question. We talked with Biederman yesterday. He brought up the fact Niners pass rush kind of doesn't allow teams to throw the ball deep. So that'll be interesting wrinkle. And then, they don't have Kenneth Walker. Zach Charbonnet's been a guy that they're really high on. So who knows? Maybe
he's on my fantasy, and
he's on a lot of people's fantasy. And I think a lot of people have been waiting for this week, for this moment, for him to kind of get this shine. And we'll see. The Seahawks have been really high on him, but this is the best matchup. I don't know if it'll actually end up being a good game or not, though.
Do you think that, and it's hard to say when the NFL is just a well-oiled machine and the content that they put out, everybody needs it. But I'm trying to remember the last few years here. I know the Cowboys played the Raiders. That always does well. But is the NFL, I think I understand what they're doing, but are they kind of fumbling the bag a little bit by not having Eagles Chiefs on Thanksgiving?
Yes.
I think my thought process is they believe that everybody is sitting down and has Thanksgiving off anyway. So we don't need to put our best foot forward, because people are probably going to watch either way, even if it's just in the background.
People watch the Lions for whatever, X amount of years.
So let's save the Eagles Chiefs in these games for random days
Germany,
throughout the week,
like
to pull people in that we knew. Right. Well, don't do that. For for other days throughout the week where we can pull people in the prime time games because we don't have to put our best foot forward on Thanksgiving because people are off and people are going to watch anyway. That has to be their thought process because how is it Commanders at Cowboys?
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's completely right. I don't think that's the right idea. If I were the NFL, personally, I would take the opposite approach. I would say this is the moment where we have everybody's attention.
Let's break records.
Let's break records. Let's make the NFL. This is our time to make a statement and say, man, we're going to own Thanksgiving, and it's going to be all everyone talks about for the entire dinner table. And this is why NFL is king of America because, we rule conversation at the end of the day.
And they have Black Friday games this year.
What? It's going to be Jets. Is it Jets Bills or Jets Dolphins?
Jets
I think
Dolphins.
Just terrible.
Why?
It's going to be a horrible game.
Yeah.
And they of course thought that was going to be a good game. They thought Aaron Rodgers was going to be playing and things like that. But yeah, I think to your question, I think that's the NFL's logic is we can throw garbage up there and people will still watch because it's football and you don't have anything else to watch. And it'll be something that you guys can just huddle around and talk about. So I personally don't believe that's the right way to go. I would say forget tradition, forget the Cowboys have to play, forget the Lions have to play. Just throw fun, intriguing matchups like the NBA does
and
every year.
Just
figure out stars and throw them out there.
Yeah,
Texas might try to succeed if you stop with the Thanksgiving Dallas game.
That's a good point.
But here you go. So you have Packers at Lions, you have Commanders at Cowboys, you have 49ers at Seahawks. Lions play every Thanksgiving. Cowboys play every Thanksgiving, okay? I'm going to read off now because Cowboys, America's team, everybody loves to hate them.
Allegedly.
I'm going to read off the 3 most watched NFL games from this season. You ready? The third, Eagles versus Jets, 26 million. The second, Eagles versus Cowboys, 27 million.
Wow.
The first, Eagles versus Chiefs, 28.9 million. Is America's team just who everybody watches the most? Is that what we're doing? Because people hate the Eagles at this point. And they hate Sirianni.
The tush push or whatever.
They hate the tush push. Yeah. They hate the brotherly shove. They hate Sirianni.
Yeah.
And they hate Eagles fans.
They hate Jalen Hurts for MVP right now,
They hate Jalen Hurts. And we have, Chase Sr. from Philly area talks Niners and Eagles for Chat Sports. So that's at 1:30. He's going to have some really interesting perspective on it because are we willing to say, because it was the Patriots at one point, but the Patriots are interesting.
You could argue it was the Chiefs in between, and the years in between.
The Chiefs too. So you just get everyone. So in that game, if you didn't have a horse in the race and Niner fans, all Niner fans just specifically based on NFC, they can just say we wanted the Chiefs to win to give the Eagles a loss. Same with Cowboys fans. Right. But if you just didn't have objectively watching, it doesn't really matter. I think now it's come back around to where Mahomes, they're still, if you're the AFC, I know Raiders fans probably wanted the Eagles to win.
Of course.
So I don't know if it just breaks down like that. And maybe you just need to have a villain in each division. So because that's why people are watching, because AFC fans are hoping that the Chiefs lose. NFC fans are hoping that the Eagles lose. But I'm telling you, man, I know it will always be the Cowboys, but the Cowboys are getting to the point where you got to win something. Because the Eagles, they didn't even win the Super Bowl to get to this point where they're pulling in these numbers. They just got there, and you put that on top of a city that a lot of people don't like, on top of a coach that people can't stand. He's in the tunnel cussing out Chiefs fans saying, you like that bleep and all this stuff. But that's the NFL is just drooling at that. Yeah. They're drooling at that. And the Cowboys will always bring that type of hate. But I do think at some point you got to win something. I think the Lakers, for a while before LeBron got there, when they were just a puddle of mediocrity at best, the Lakers lose again. That's funny, but I'm not hate watching Lakers because they stink. Right. And the Cowboys don't stink, but nobody believes
nobody takes them seriously.
You need a good
kind of the problem.
Jerry knows it. You need a good run here eventually, pretty soon. I'm not going to say
all their fans are from the 80s, 90s, right? Who are the fans from the 2000s and on are people who their parents or whatever, they were brought up and just told you're a Cowboy fan, which, for sure there were so many Cowboy fans that I think it's still led to a good generation of Cowboy fans. But at some point, the 2020s on, people who are born past here, are they're going to be third or fourth generation Cowboy fans, I think is kind of the point. Because at some point, you got to win. You have to win.
And we had conversations about bandwagon fans on here, and a lot of these Cowboy fans never even been to Texas, never even tasted a brisket. Definitely never been to Dallas or Arlington. So you're telling me, Mom and Dad, I'm rooting for your team because they were good when I was a child and or not even born yet. I'm getting ridiculed because I'm getting called a bandwagon because I've never been to Dallas and I'm not from Texas. And on top of that, they're not even winning. And I live in Philadelphia, or I live in San Francisco, or I live in one of these. No, enough is enough. If they don't win soon, I'm switching it up. I don't want to deal with this. All right, got to get to a break. When we get back, our Kings Roundtable begins with Brendan Nunez. Get your questions in for Brendan. He was right there along with the team every step of the way. Get your questions in for Brendan Nunez. He's got all the answers. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Every answer.
Last season, the Sacramento Kings gave us a little bit of everything. A Pacific Division type GM of the Year, Coach of the Year, Clutch Player of the Year, All-Stars and All-NBA performers. Plus, we got to light the beam.
Here's a steal by Fox. The breakaway. He's got the rip with the left hand.
What does this season have in store? Find out. Each and every Sacramento Kings game can be heard right here on your proud home of the Beam Team, Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Shop Folsom Lake Kia for all your favorite models at low prices and payments, plus low finance rates and zero down deals with approved credit. Go see my friends at Folsom Lake Kia right here in Sacramento for over 20 years.
Yep, that trailer hitch and folding bed cover from TruckSmart makes road trips a breeze.
Right? I'm so much more organized on the job site since TruckSmart installed my truck rack and toolbox.
And they had it all in stock, so I just waited as they installed everything.
Take a look at this sweet Rhino truck lining. They sprayed it on.
Yeah, you win. That is sweet.
Truck Smart, truck and SUV accessories for on the road and the job site. Stop by one of our 2 locations in Rockland or Auburn. TruckSmart.com. Your truck's gonna love them.
Who has the largest selection of golf merchandise in Northern California? The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. It's the go-to store for golf bags, apparel, equipment, lessons, club fittings, novelty items, and more. With their low price guarantee, complimentary gift boxes, and gift cards for your golfer, it's the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Add convenient online shopping and effortless after-Christmas return policy, and you'll see why the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is the #1 choice for golfers everywhere. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway or online at hagenoaks.com.
At Jim Boy's Tacos, you get a ho-ho-ho lot of flavor for under $10. Our classic #2 combo meal spreads cheer with a farm-dusted ground beef taco, scratch-made bean and cheese burrito, and a soft drink. So jingle on down to Jim Boy's or order online at participating locations.
Get year-end pricing during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on our entire selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Ridgeline Civics, and Accords. Plus, with low finance and lease options, now's the time to buy. Hurry in and save during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, or go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Carmichael Dave here for Jiffy Lube, your proud sponsor of the Drive of the Game. Now listen to every Kings game for Gary Gerald's Drive of the Game call, then listen to Jason and myself the next morning for a chance to win a $100 Jiffy Lube certificate, courtesy of all the Jiffy Lube locations in the greater Sacramento area. Get your vehicle ready for the holiday driving season at Jiffy Lube today. Oil changes, wiper blades, tire rotations, and more. For more information, go to jiffylube.com.
Red Hawk Resort Casino is an entertainment experience like no other. We're the only place where you can play blackjack, then hop on an indoor car track. We're the only place with more than 2,000 of the hottest slots and a state-of-the-art 18-lane bowling center. And now with a world-class sports bar and a resort hotel to stay after you play. Is it any wonder we've been voted best over 100 times? We're Red Hawk Resort Casino, official casino partner of the Sacramento Kings.
It's the Black Friday Sell-a-thon at Folsom Lake Ford with low prices, low finance rates, and a $500 Amazon gift card on selected vehicles. Now through Monday, shop your truck headquarters, Folsom Lake Ford. See dealer for details.
At aimyourdigital.com, we'll help you find the right customers, spread awareness of your product or services, We can help build trust in your brand and services with a digital marketing campaign. Increase leads and get more customers. We create tailored digital marketing campaigns that deliver results. Don't wait. Get started today. Contact aimyourdigital.com. That's aimyourdigital.com and start seeing results.
Does your dog leave frowny piles of poo around the yard? Did you know that a solid poo is one of the best indicators of your dog's gut health? Supreme Source Super Premium Dog Food is made with organic super seaweed and other powerful antioxidants, supporting a healthy digestive system. Real protein is always the first ingredient, plus a blend of essential vitamins and minerals to help support your dog's overall health and well-being. Do their digestion a solid, literally. Find Supreme Source Premium Dog Food at Safeway, Save Mart, and Smart & Final, or a local grocery store near you.
Hey y'all, this is Bill with the Good Guys. Call Good Guys Heating and Cooling for all your home comfort needs. Are you tired of big companies overcharging? Have you received a jaw-dropping price for repairs, replacement of your HVAC system? Good Guys are here to help. We offer free second opinions. We guarantee to beat any quote for repair or replacement from the big companies out there. We got the best price, best service, guaranteed. And that's no bull.
Call 530-GOOD-AIR. License number 1057618.
Live and local, it's Stiles and Watkins. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports, taking you up to 2 p.m. Joined by the one and only Brendan Nunez, Sactown Sports, Kings reporter, insider. Brendan, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Doing good. What's up, fellas?
You know, just hanging out, getting ready for Thanksgiving. What do you want to? You want to do the Thanksgiving questions now or at the end?
Let's do them now. You already mentioned it.
Okay,
let's do it.
Okay, well, we'll start with the easy one here.
Turkey.
Are you in or out?
I'm in. I'm turkey over ham, for sure.
Really?
Yeah. Both are fine.
Yeah.
I honestly don't love either one, but I prefer turkey. If I'm just looking for a basic, I mean, this is Thanksgiving, but if I'm looking for a basic sandwich at home, non-Thanksgiving time, I'm a turkey and cheese kind of guy, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, turkey's fine.
All right.
Do you go gravy on that, or are you just going dry turkey?
I like gravy on my potatoes.
Because I just know his
I like gravy on my potatoes
preferences.
for sure. I like gravy.
Uh-huh.
I'd go a little. I guess if it mixes, it's whatever. But I'm not
trying
putting
to
gravy.
pressure you.
It's okay. You're just judging me. It's okay.
Yeah. We're not. You know, Brendan's had a rough go here in terms of his food decisions. So we're gonna take it easy on Brendan today because he's out of the goodness of his heart. He's joining us for a whole hour. We have Brendan. Okay, the last question I have for you is side dish. What is your number one side dish?
I mean, I like stuffing. I think it's a basic one, but I like stuffing.
Yeah.
I don't think we've had that answer yet.
Right.
I don't think we have. No. Sean said mashed potatoes, I believe. No, Sean said mac and cheese. Biederman said gravy. Actually.
Yes.
I don't know if gravy would be.
I
kind of like
allowed it.
I think I allowed it.
You shouldn't have.
I feel like it is. I feel like it.
Just say potatoes.
You're not going to eat gravy on its own.
What are we leaving out?
It's a binder.
He just wants to. It's now.
It's a glue guy.
Okay, bonus question. Where are you at with cranberry sauce?
Not a fan.
Come on.
Yeah.
So is that
Doesn't do it for
is
me.
there no one? Chris, Verlad, you two?
I'm fine with it, but it's not something I need.
Okay.
Because it's kind of like a gravy, isn't it? Like, don't people use
See,
cranberry sauce?
I really want to try your cranberry sauce because you're like, oh, you got to have it.
You got to have it. You got to have it. You got to make it fresh. All right.
See, ours has always been like the canned.
No, I'll eat that too, though. I'll
I
definitely
hear there's
eat that
really
too.
not that much of a difference. I don't really eat cranberry sauce like that, but I hear that the canned and the
you just hear.
That's a word on the
streets
street.
are talking.
Yeah. Streets got things
talk
to
around
say.
the table says.
All right. Well,
not worth the juice isn't worth the squeeze.
All right, Brendan. Well, that was an acceptable group of answers from you.
Oh, thanks.
About
rare.
Yes. Now you can stay for the actual Kings portion of the show, and let's just start here. Let's go with the injuries. And, you know, we're seeing a couple different reports now, not different reports, but a couple reports coming out as far as Trey Lyles might make his return. Doesn't look like Keegan's going to play, but things are looking good for Duarte and Vezenkov. What are you hearing? Is that basically the crux of it?
Yeah, pretty much. Biederman, as you guys pointed out, is the one out there on this trip right now, at least in New Orleans. Like he said, Keegan not showing up at shoot around probably means he out. Not even like I would be shocked if he ended up playing, right? Which is a very weird situation. Like, when did he injure his lower back? We don't know anything
Super
about
strange.
this. There's a theme
Don't
here.
get me started.
Yeah. Trey Lyles. I'm excited.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
Trey Bay.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
Yeah. I think that's a pretty big get back for the Kings. And then Chris Duarte and Sasha Vezenkov participated in shoot around. Keon Ellis is listed as out. Alex Len is still listed as out as well. And currently on the injury report, Trey Lyles, Keegan Murray, Sasha Vezenkov, and Chris Duarte are all listed as questionable. But I'm going to ride with Biederman's reporting that Trey is good to go.
When it comes to guarding Zion, I mean, the Kings,
good luck.
They didn't even have anyone to remotely slow him down. Do you feel like, I mean, it seems like Duarte is going to get thrown into that starting lineup. I don't know. First off, I mean, would you suspect that HB stays on Zion like we saw for a good portion of on Monday? And B, do you think Trey Lyles, getting him back, is somebody that you would like to see put on Zion, and how do you think he'll fare?
I guess it's another body to throw at him, but like, Trey's not a great defender. I think he's fine. Yeah. He's fine, but like, there's no one-man answer for Zion Williamson.
Of course
like,
not.
People are kind of going at Harrison, and I get it. He's, he has his defensive struggles throughout the course of this year, and he also has fine moments and offers them some good versatility. But Zion made 12 field goals in that game, and 11 of them were lefty layups. Like, that's his shot.
Like
and
a problem.
I understand he's a guy that is just a freight train, and you don't want to step in front of one.
Yeah.
But Coach Brown said post-game, like, the game plan was to double him from the jump. And can you remember many double teams that game?
I remember one specifically where Kevin Huerter, it was actually pretty funny because Kevin Huerter came to bring help, but there was some type of miscommunication where I forget who was guarding him left. So Kevin Huerter goes to leave, and there's no one else. So we had to stay on Zion, and Zion just literally picked him up like a backpack and just walked into the lane. That's the one.
Yeah, so I think it's a whole team effort. I don't, you can look at that game and be like, it's fourth or third game of a road trip. It's second night of a back-to-back.
3 games in 4 nights.
They play extremely physical. You were in Dallas the night before. Not a crazy long trip, but some travel. Probably got in around one or something that day, So it's going to take a little, how physical and fast the Kings play, I'd imagine probably wears on themselves just as much as these other teams a little bit. It makes the second night of a back-to-back tough. So it's a team effort. It's just do your rotations early, be willing to take that guard time. Please try to not let him go left and split your double teams.
Yeah, it's
try.
You can at least
he was
try.
super efficient.
Yeah,
he missed both of his righty layup attempts.
Right
in that game,
and it is harder said than done. And I'm in no way at all comparing myself to Zion. All I'm saying is that no, hold on. I'm just
similar.
All I'm saying is that when you start playing as a lefty and people say, hey, he's left-handed, it's a lot easier to say make him go right than it actually is. So if people really can't even get me to go right, try making someone who's 5 of me go right. You know what I mean? And much more skilled at basketball. It's not as easy as just make them go right. And Chris and I talked yesterday about laying back, giving him the Draymond Green, we don't think you can make a shot, but you don't want that guy getting ahead of steam going to the rack because you can take a charge if you can wear a helmet. Can I wear a helmet during the game?
You might need to. Full shoulder pads.
Yeah,
you might need it all.
He looks like he's playing the wrong sport, man. That's something. When I saw Zion, I was like, this dude needs to be a boxer, or like a D lineman or something. He missed his real calling.
It's like the opposite Devontae Smith.
Right. The Freaky Friday. Pretty much.
Exactly. Of Devontae Smith. That's hilarious. Yesterday I was pretty upset with the performance on Monday, and I just felt like the effort wasn't really there. Do you feel like, and a lot of it did stem, and I promised I wouldn't bring it up again, but a lot of it stems from the fact that they just went through this in Houston. Did you feel any of that as well? Or do you mentioned the back-to-back, the 3 games in 4 nights, all of that stuff, which is very, very real. But to me, it didn't excuse the level of effort and the fact that nobody showed up in that game on Monday. Did you feel a level of frustration, or are you more okay with it because of the circumstances that go into it? Or is it, can you be both?
Yeah, I think check with me after this game before how I feel.
Okay.
If, I give
That's
a team
not how
a pass
daily
every
radio
once
show
in a
works, but
while.
okay.
Yeah, it's all good. You can have me back if you want it. It's all good.
We'll have you.
We'll see, I guess. There are just some games that I'm just willing to just ignore. Every once in a while, some of those are going to happen. The issue is that this happened like 3 times in what are we at? 11, 12 games?
13 games.
13 games.
Yeah.
So, happen more than you like, but you saw them respond after the Houston game. They've already, in my mind, dealt with what happened in that one and then progressed from it. But it could become a trend from now, but I am willing to forgive this one if they can bounce back today. And, they definitely have to, because to your point, nobody showed up. Like when your stars don't show up like that, you're not going to win a game, especially if you're not getting anything from your role players. And it's like HB had some decent moments offensively, I thought, where he's kind of slowing them down. De'Aaron had a really good first quarter. Kings are leading by 2 at the end of that first quarter and then just totally get rolled. So I do worry about it, but if they respond in this one, NBA changes fast.
Yeah, that's the question that we've been going back and forth on. How many stinkers are you allowed throughout the course of a season? And we set it at about 10, and Chris was not happy with that answer. And we will get Brendan's answer when we get back. And yes, we will dust off the trade generator. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sactown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sactown Sports app.
Who has the largest selection of golf merchandise in Northern California? The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. It's the go-to store for golf bags, apparel, equipment, lessons, club fittings, novelty items, and more. With their low price guarantee, complimentary gift boxes, and gift cards for your golfer, it's the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Add convenient online shopping and effortless after-Christmas return policy, and you'll see why the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is the #1 choice for golfers everywhere. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway or online at hagenoaks.com.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Don't you just love this time of year and the holidays when families get together to make memories? Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. From the time I was a youngster, the family table was always filled with a gathering of grandparents, aunts and uncles, brothers and sisters. Those are memories that will live with me forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings holiday home sale going on right now gives you the opportunity to find the perfect holiday gift that will last a lifetime. You'll find unique gifts like gleaming accessories for every room, now 20% off. During Naturewood's holiday home sale, you'll find savings all around the store for every room in your home. Find your perfect bit of Christmas for your home at Naturewood Home Furnishings holiday home sale going on right now. The memories you make with your family will be with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Hey, what's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram in Woodland. What's happening for Chrysler's Black Friday sales event?
We just added even more savings. Now you can save up to $16,500 off MSRP on new 2023 Ram 1500 crew cabs with no payments for 90 days. And we have trucks starting as low as $29,995.
Wow. And what about the last of those Dodge muscle cars?
Right now, save up to $6,500 off MSRP on new 2023 Dodge Charger and Challenger GT and SXT with no payments for 90 days. And we even have thousands off MSRP on Scat Packs, Hellcats, and special editions too. And we're turning back the clock and saving you thousands with financing as low as 4.99% for 84 months on all new and used vehicles in stock.
See our full selection at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet. Period. 16.5 total net savings after 11,000 factory rebates and 5,500 dealer discounts. Rebates include $1,000 case construction cash. Must have purchased eligible case equipment from qualifying dealer. 5 of this net savings. $29,995 truck number 123158. 65 total net savings after 2,500 factory rebates and 4,000 dealer discounts. Rebates include 500 first responder cash for eligible first responders only. No payments for 90 days on approved credit through Chrysler Capital. 4.99% for 84 months. OAC through Travis Credit Union. 14.15 per thousand borrowed.
It's no secret to golf enthusiasts that Timber Creek and Sierra Pines in Roseville are one of the region's most unique and scenic places to enjoy a great game of golf. 27 holes, boundless options. Elevate your game on our newly renovated driving range, putting green, and chipping area. Whether you're aiming for fun, lower scores, or all-around growth, we've got you covered. Experience golfing dreams in Roseville and book your tee time at timbercreekgc.com. Timber Creek and Sierra Pines, your ultimate golf haven.
Kevin Lewis of National Garage Door. Whether you need to repair a broken spring, install the new opener, or buy a quality Rainer door, National Garage Door is here for you. Call us today to see how we can transform your house with a new garage door.
638-4554 National Garage Door.
Sacramento has a new tag team in the midday. It's Stiles and Watkins of Sactown Sports.
Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports, taking up to 2 p.m. We have Brendan Nunez, who is in the runnings for hardest worker here at Sactown Sports. He is in Stockton last night, driving an hour away. When you talk about just the shots that you take when the lights aren't the brightest, the swings that you take in the cage when there's no crowd out there. That's Brendan Nunez, and he's joining us. He's joining us, Sactown Sports Kings Insider. And you were in Stockton last night. Give us a breakdown. How did that go? How did the team look?
Yeah, they looked okay. Definitely, it's interesting to see new head coach Lindsey Harding. I'm interested to talk to her about how she sort of deals with frustration as a head coach, because that's a big part of being a head coach. You get pretty frustrated, and it's about how do you express that to your team? How do you sort of get them back on track? There was a little bit of tension between two Stockton players, just typical competition stuff. And I thought Lindsey traversed it pretty well. But the team's interesting, man. Typically when they have their normal starting five out there, it's 5 guys that were all at training camp for the Kings. In Jordan Ford, Keon Ellis, you could throw Colby Jones in there that will probably get some run and has already throughout the course of this year. Deontay Burton, Chance Comanche, Jeremy Lamb, Jalen Noel, just named 7-8 guys that all will and have, except for Keon so far, participated in Stockton throughout the course of the year that were at Sacramento's training camp. So I do think there's a continuity between the groups that's really important. And, they're looking solid so far. They have a good group. I think it's pretty clear their objective is to just win games at every level.
Yeah. And I mean, that's what great organizations do, right? As you try and build, winning organizations aren't just the big league club. It got to start from the beginning, from the grassroots. And then, you just kind of carry that winning mentality, that mindset with you all the way through.
Didn't even mention, by the way, Scalabissier.
Yeah.
Or your guy, Jake Stevens.
Come on, Jake Stevens.
James Akinjo guy they just traded for from Baylor, point guard. They got a nice roster.
Was Colby there yesterday?
Colby was not, and neither was Jordan, by the way.
Really? Jordan Ford
was not. But he is listed as out on the report today for what it's worth. I did think when I didn't see him, maybe he's going to Sacramento. A lot of injuries going on. There's 7 guys on their injury report today.
Right.
One of them is Jordan Ford, though.
Interesting. So, I mean, what we just saw the numbers from Colby's first 2 Stockton games, and they were ridiculous. I think in his first game, he had 8 steals. And then in the second game, he had 31 points. Just in general, what do you kind of hope to see from Colby this year, both in Stockton? What do you want that to look like? Not necessarily numbers wise, but development and growth wise. And then with the Kings, it kind of seems like he's got a role potentially there. I mean, we've seen him get as early as first quarter minutes already this early in this season. What do you see from Colby Jones this year?
I think when it comes to Stockton specifically for Kobe, and this probably is the same for Keon, and it's kind of funny. I was pretty adamant last year that Keon is not a point guard, but he's kind of developing into one, and it helps obviously when you have Domas out there that's really running the offense.
Right.
But I think they want the same thing for Kobe, is to have that 1-3 versatility, and he didn't play one much at all in college. He was playing next to Soli Boom, who was on the summer league squad with the Kings throughout this last time in Vegas and the Cal Classic. But I think it's developing those point guard skills, bringing the ball down the floor. You saw in Houston when Kobe went in, there are a couple times he tries to bring the ball before and it's getting poked away. And then it's like 15 seconds on the shot clock by the time you start your play. So I think little ball handling stuff will be good for him. Keep making sure that three is cash. And his finishing around the rim is legit, man. I that's maybe one of the most impressive things I've seen from Kobe. And you mentioned those 8 steals, like, they don't necessarily love like steals and blocks as much as verticalities and deflections, but obviously steals are live ball turnovers. He's super impactful on the defensive end. I think eventually he's going to get another chance in Sacramento, and I think Stockton is good reps in the meanwhile.
Do you think that the Kings, we talk a lot about when we dust off the trade machine, the trade generator, we talk a lot about the wing defense, right? But you're sitting here telling me this guard isn't a point guard. This guard might be a point guard. This guard could be a point guard. Is there an issue with point guard depth on this team?
I mean, I think coming into the year, we all expected him to bring on another, or at least I expected them to bring on another one. So I think the answer is dependent on what can Kobe and Keon do in that third spot. Like, I still think Davion's backup point guard in the NBA. I know he hasn't been good right now.
Get him Malik.
Yeah, Malik plays point guard, I think, as well as he's second best point guard on the team, probably after De'Aaron. You know, there's times where if De'Aaron's not out there, Malik is your closing point guard. I think, as it should be. So, and you have Domas that practically is running the whole offense. Like, point guard, I think, has this traditional meaning to it, and I don't think that's the case in Sacramento. It's, can you bring the ball up the floor and just make that entry pass to the big,
right, and
then just run from there. Like, they're 1-4, all do the same thing. So I do think they could benefit from having more playmaking on the team, but, you know, they're in an okay spot right now. They're passable there. And when one of your stars is that position, how many resources are you really allocating to that 13 a minute night backup?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And I mean, when it comes to that guard, you know, position, especially that backup spot, we see Davion's kind of getting minutes now because Keon's missing some time. And I don't know what'll happen when Keon is healthy again. I don't know if Keon kind of has earned that spot or if Mike Brown is going to, you know, give Davion another chance. I think we talked about it last week with you on what do you feel like, just base layer, what do you want to see out of Davion that could kind of lock down or solidify that spot? It doesn't have to be spectacular, but just what's the bare minimum that you think Mike Brown wants to see out of Davion to have him earn that spot and hold it?
I'll start by saying, like, the defense has to be there, and I'm sure it will be. This is what he does, right? And, you know, as you guys have said, as everybody has said, he's 6 foot, so there are limitations defensively, but I think his point of attack defense, or more so isolation defense, like getting through screens, I don't think is something he's necessarily great at. But I think the defense has to remain, and I think it will. But offensively, it's maintain that pace and the ball movement. Like, it stagnates when he's out there.
Yeah.
You know, how much, like, so many times he's taken a handful of dribbles before he gets into it. I've really come around to thinking his size might make that entry pass kind of tough.
Right.
You know, Keon has 3 more inches on him.
You mean just getting into the offense, like giving the ball
down the floor
and then giving it to Sabonis at the high post?
There's other guys that are able of doing it, but I think it makes things more difficult. It's already not a skill that he's great
What are we
at.
talking about here?
I'm just saying.
Every second
I
counts.
think there are little things where, like, just keep the offense more fluid is all I mean. It stagnates when he's out there. And yes, I'm at the point where I'm picking apart tiny little things, trying to figure out, like, why does it slow down so much?
Yeah.
Because he's quick.
Right.
Like, you know, Jerry Reynolds was saying at the time of the draft, like, I love Davion because he keeps his defender in front of him and his defender can't stay in front of him. And it's like, yeah, he's quick. So why does it slow down so much? Don't let it slow down. Keep the offensive flow.
How much do you feel like of Davion, of more so the offensive side of what you're talking about? How much do you think is maybe Davion isn't a fit for this offense? Like, maybe he would just be better suited in a more pick and roll heavy offense where he does have the ball in his hands a little bit more and he can utilize his speed off the dribble a little bit more than, you know, what he is right now, where he's kind of a spot up guy. And, you know, he can occasionally, you know, set up an ISO for him, which usually does go pretty well, but it doesn't feel like, you know, he's really being fostered into a situation that benefits him.
Yeah, I think there's an aspect of maybe this isn't the most beneficial to his play style, but also he does seem like more of a pick and roll player offensively. Mm-hmm. But what team is going to want to roll out a lineup where they're like, yeah, let's go have Davion Mitchell run pick and roll as our primary offense. Right. Like, I don't know if he's good enough. If he's developed enough in that aspect, and maybe if he got more reps in that sort of offense, he could look pretty good. Right. I do think that fits him better. But when you're a guy that we're talking about is probably a bench player for, I'd assume, most of his career, he could eventually make his way into a starting lineup. You know, it's very early in his career. You have to be able to fit. You have to be able to mold yourself and fill your role on different styles of play within the league. Right. You got to have some versatility. And I do think there's a chance the style is not friendly to him, but we don't even know if that other style would be either.
Right.
Got to get to a break. When we get back, trade generator time. And I got a name of a shorter point guard. And my question is, could Davion get to this level? That's where we've gotten to in this conversation. You can't even make an entry pass these days. Stiles and Watkins with Brendan Nunez, Sactown Sports.
Local bragging rights are on the line this Sunday for the Causeway Classic of basketball.
Lost the handle, picked up by Milling, up ahead to Jonathan, ahead of everybody, and then we are tied.
UC Davis hosts Sacramento State in the Causeway of Hoops.
Lee it down to Johnson with 3 seconds. Johnson takes it straight to the rim. Layup, got it with 0.8 seconds to go. And the Aggies have done it.
Play-by-play begins Sunday at 5 on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Start planting your garden this weekend with Bonnie 11.8-ounce vegetables. Buy 4 for $10. Plus, liven up your patios and decks with fresh blooms. Select 1.5-gallon hanging baskets or 2 for $20. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17. In-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
As we come together to celebrate the end of this long, long year, Stockton Honda has savings to bring us all cheer. Happy Honda Day savings and selection galore. Stockton Honda's online express purchase and great people give you more.
Save on 400 new Hondas at Stockton Honda during Happy Honda Days. Shop in person or online with our express purchase option.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
I'm Craig Ashton of the injury law firm of Ashton & Price. Whether you've been injured on a bicycle, as a pedestrian in a slip and fall, auto, Uber, Lyft, or big rig accident, you need Ashton & Price in your corner. When you call Ashton & Price, there's no chatbot telling you to hit 3 for accounting. You're greeted by a real live person who will immediately transfer you to an experienced attorney. The consultation's free, and there's never a fee until you win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
The game of football is about pain. Ever since I was 5 years old, it's been all about football. It's been about running, jumping, blocking, tackling. I stopped playing at 31.
You're listening to Michael Robinson, retired pro fullback.
I thought that foot pain was going to be with me for the rest of my life. I'm so glad I met Good Feet. I'm so glad that those arch supports are in my shoes. I have terrible foot issues that prevented me from really having a normal life with my kids. With the Good Feet arch supports, man, I'm always ready. My kids actually got to enjoy me in the yard more, racing each other, backpedaling, teaching them some things, being a dad. If I had known about the Good Feet arch support earlier, I would have more than one championship. I would have 2 championship rings.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and Vacaville.
It's easy to think all money managers are pretty much the same, but at Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
Different? How? You sell high commission investment products, right?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission-based investment products.
Well, you must earn commissions on trades.
Nope, never at Fisher. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in our client's best interest. It's the highest standard of care for a financial advisor.
How do you know what's in their best interest?
We get to know our clients and then tailor a portfolio based on their goals and needs.
But you probably sneak in some hidden and layered fees.
No, we have one transparent management fee structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, you really do look out for your clients.
That's because our top priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. It might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investments and securities involve the risk of loss. It's the biggest automotive event of the year. This coming Saturday, Elk Grove Kia is unleashing Black Weekend. We're talking vehicles starting at an unbelievable $500. Yes, you heard it right, just $500. Brand new 2024 Kia Fortes are yours starting at an incredible $178 a month plus tax. These deals are so hot, they won't last. Worried about your credit? Fear not. We've got you covered. No credit application will be turned away. Hurry in this weekend to Elk Grove Kia because it's first in, first served, and these deals won't last. Visit us at elkgrovekia.com or see us in the Elk Grove Auto Mall. 2015 Chevy Malibu, 129205 and 2008 Mazda 3, $121,836, $500. Price does not include government fees, taxes, document processing charge, and electronic filing charge, and any emissions testing charge. 2024 Kia Forte GT Line for $178 per month for 24 months plus tax. 750 Kia lease cash was $34.95 just without payment. Fluid sign. Digital $18,580 based on 10K per year. 27 over no security plus required. Kia finance through approval subject requires with this package. Kia 93 charge 11.
Elk Grove Kia.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave letting you know Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room and primetime football location is back. Cap Casino giving away $500 per game in high hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game, offering the best food, best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region and conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. Check it out, Capital Casino. And as always, please remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your flagship station for the Beam Team.
Should we light the beam? Light the beam, baby.
Sactown Sports. Live and local, it's Stiles and Watkins. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports, Kings Roundtable with Brendan Nunez. 30 more minutes. Thank you, Brendan, our Sactown Sports Kings reporter, insider extraordinaire. On the text line, if you want to be a part of the conversation, you have a question for Brendan, please send them in 916-339-1140. From the 209, Stockton basketball was booming last night. All we needed was the W. That's from Jamie. Sounds like it was a good time out there. Brendan was there as well. From the 916, Davion Mitchell has essentially become Frank Mason III with a longer leash, oddly enough.
That's crazy. Chris just gave you a look like, wow, I never thought of that.
I think Chris agrees.
That's
916,
crazy.
Unfortunately.
I definitely have not ever sent a text message that pretty much says that same thing. So,
but you agree?
That's too extreme.
That's a little
way
extreme.
too extreme.
That's a little bit too extreme.
Davion's an NBA player, guys.
I'm not saying he's
what
not.
was with the silence right
No,
there?
I'm not saying he's not. I don't know who you're trying to convince.
I might.
I mean, neither.
Okay, no, this is the name that I was going to bring up, and I brought up this name before because he's 6'1", and the name I was going to bring up, and he's in a pool of whatever you want to call it in Washington, is Tyus Jones. So he's a smaller point guard.
Give me either of the Joneses. I love
Trey
both.
Jones
Trey,
as well.
Tyus, both of them.
I mean, it's another guy that is like just really good on offense.
Just
like
a backup
all of
point
these
guard.
guys have their offensive skills, and that's usually their main
Yep.
skill. And
Right.
Tyus Jones and Trey Jones survive defensively.
Well,
right?
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Basically at this point, and not even to joke around, what we're saying, can Davion get to Tyus Jones?
I think pretty highly of Tyus Jones.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go with no, but like
Because that's a backup point guard. That's my
That is a
point.
backup point guard.
right,
Yeah.
right. But I think that's one of the best backup point guards in the league. Like I think that he's a middle of the pack backup point guard, probably.
It sounds like you're finding a different word for replaceable.
He is. Yeah, he's definitely replaceable. He's definitely replaceable. And I think at this deadline, some team could talk themselves into will value Davion more than the Kings do, is what it comes down to. And I think that's how you really should look at a lot of the trade deadline is, does he have more value to other teams or to our team? And I think in Davion's case, there could be some teams that look at him of like, oh, we kind of like what we see. Maybe we're going to change it up a little bit and how we decide to use him. Or some guys just need a change of scenery.
That's what I was about to say is I do feel like Davion is suffering from and it's not just a Davion specific thing, but I think I think we talked about it last week, actually. There's guys once you get off of your first team, that's really when your career starts, because that's when you're no longer judged off of prior feelings, prior emotion, draft position. There's no, you're just brought in as another guy. There's no history with you. And I feel like Davion right now is kind of suffering from the fact that I don't think people think about it all the time, but the fact he was the 8th pick in the draft and things like, or whatever, 9th pick in the draft.
Yeah.
I think if he goes to a new situation, like you're saying, it's more of, okay, we brought Davion in here because we like the individual talent and what he's going to bring to this team specifically. Feels like with this current group of Kings, he's kind of, I don't want to say a holdover, but he was brought in a completely different situation. Like when Davion was drafted, the Kings already had Tyrese Halliburton and De'Aaron, and Davion's fit was already, okay, it seems like he's just going to be thrown in when one of those guys is on the bench, and he's already with another guard. And so his offensive deficiencies don't really shine as much because you have one of Tyrese or De'Aaron out there. That was the thought process when he was drafted. Now he's in a situation where he is the backup point guard, and you need him to do all of the things. All of the things that a backup, you would like to see him do, all of the things that a backup point guard does, whether that be playmake like the Joneses or score or shine defensively, whatever it is. I just think it feels like to what you pretty much said, this situation is not a situation that was catered specifically for him or with him in mind.
Honestly, it sounds very similar to JaVale McGee experience. And I don't think it's a coincidence that it's your backups to your 2 stars. Again, a spot you're probably not allocating many resources, right? Financially, you're going out and trading for pieces necessarily, unless you really feel like you have a hole there. But it's guys that you know what they do, right? JaVale McGee is great in the pick and roll, offensively. And Davion Mitchell's really good at defending point guards. After that, they're probably going to make some mistakes that, feel pretty harmful. And I think one of the biggest valuable things you can do as a guy that's playing 12 minutes a night is just go out there and don't mess things up.
That's what I was going to say. It sounds to me like where you're almost getting at is just survive. Yeah. Just go out there. Like, we don't really even need you to be successful. It's just when De'Aaron's not out there, don't kill us. Yeah. And just keep the ship from sinking until he checks back, or him or Sabonis checks back in.
And there's no way for us to know Davion's mindset, but I'd imagine that that's not something that's easy to accept.
Absolutely.
Right. Especially what he's coming into.
Pretty veteran mindset.
3rd year. Yeah. I'm sure that Davion is trusting his work, and that dude does work like crazy. Like the work ethic stories are like Kobe level. Like, we have to lock him out of the gym.
Right.
So I'm sure that he has the utmost belief in himself and doesn't want to be a guy that just go out there, don't mess things up, kind of blend in with the group. Right. Like, why would somebody want to do that? Again, can't speak for him, but like, that'd be a hard thing to accept.
No, and I don't think he's forcing it when he plays. It's not, as if he's coming in, well, I have to show I play well offensively, so I'm just going to chuck up a bunch of threes and shots. He doesn't do that. I think he's stuck somewhere in between wanting to show that he can be somebody else, but at the same time doesn't want it to be like he's taken away from the team, because I think he is a good teammate, and I think this team does have really good chemistry. So, if we're talking about Davion and we're talking about where his fit is and fresh starts, well, we might as well just dust off the trade generator right here and now. And I'll softball you to start.
Okay.
Zach LaVine, yay or nay?
I'm gonna go nay, price considered.
We're all on the same page here. Yep. He gets paid a lot of money.
Yeah.
Now I think it's getting to the point where people are starting to. I don't know that you can be underrated at that price tag, but I do think he's suffering from people saying, well, he doesn't do anything. What he's getting, I think, all right, he can play. The guy would make teams better.
Yes,
people
absolutely.
just can't afford that, right? And everybody, the problem is with Zach LaVine is everybody would take Zach LaVine on your team. But the problem is what you have to give up and what you have to pay him, right? He would make any team better, but I got to give up these pieces that the Bulls want, and I got to pay this guy. I don't have that, right? I do not have that right now.
In King specific, like, you're spending all your assets on this guy, and I think he'd be great in like a 3-headed snake type of offense.
But
he'd
you're
be
losing a
phenomenal. But the Kings don't need to get better offensively. Like they need defensive improvement. Zach LaVine's not helping that. That's not where I'm spending my assets.
Well. Had a conversation about the one dimension piece and whether we think that the Kings are one dimensional or not offensively. I don't think the Kings need help offensively when they're making shots.
Right. That's fair. Yeah.
But when they're not making shots, Zach LaVine can get to the cup and he might hit you with a 360. He can do something. I mean, I'll pay for a 360. Right. He'll put butts in the seats with a 360. So I think that offensively, you see him make shots or you see the Kings make shots and you think everything is gravy. But then when shots don't go in and it's okay, De'Aaron, take us to the promised land and Sabonis is up against somebody and it's just not falling that night, you could use somebody that could mix it up. But again, I'm not paying that to get it.
Right.
That's the issue.
Right.
And I'm not giving up Keegan Murray to get it. Yeah. That's the problem with Zach LaVine.
Yeah. Can I share something?
Please.
This is super weird to say. But clearly I just don't stop thinking about basketball because I had a dream about the Kings last night.
You really
don't. Okay? Oh, wow. This sounds weird to say. But I woke up and, I like am a guy that wakes up and kind of has to take a sec to be like, did any of that actually happen? Or
let's hear it. Premonition.
The Kings made a trade in my dream last night, okay? They traded Keegan Murray and 2 first-round picks for Paul George in my dream.
Wow. Your dreams are so realistic.
Super weird. Yeah. I was like, woke up, was
they haggled over. What are the protections on that? Do you know?
That's a great question. No clue. I don't think it makes sense. But I just loved sharing that because we're talking about trades and I have zero clue. Why do I dream about this? Like,
because you're a freak.
Dream about it sounds weird. Hey, it's not like, please happen. No, it was like I was literally dreaming.
Ball don't stop, man.
I mean, if you want, we can turn this into a half-hour therapy session if you want. But I mean, that's for me, quite literally, pun intended, that is a dream for me. Like a guy like Paul George for me is, if you can do pie in the sky, if you could pick one person and put him on this Kings roster, a guy like Paul George to me is ultimately what these guys are missing. Maybe not today, Paul George, but Paul George like 2 or 3 years ago, where he still has a lot of his athleticism. He could still defend.
So you wouldn't take him now. You wouldn't do that. Would you do that deal?
It kind of no, probably not. I mean,
Keegan and 2 first.
I would.
You got to do that deal.
It becomes like, this is where the trauma of following this team for 17 years comes in, where it's just, I'm really afraid to leverage the future when it comes to this team, because traditionally Kings first round picks are like gold. Like you can't get a better asset than a future Sacramento King first round pick unprotected. Historically, historically it says that this team's not going to have a run that's sustainable for long enough, and that pick's going to end up being a high lottery pick. So I think, and that's why when we talk about guys like OG or like, Zach LaVine, I really think if you're going to make that all in move, you just have to be sure it's the right guy. And whatever it is, you just have to understand that it's that one move, and then you probably don't have any other pivot points off of it. So if you're going to make a move for a big swing, whether it be OG or Pascal, just be careful with how much future assets you give up, and be careful with you had to do what you had to do to get player X, because I'm just letting you know, sometimes things here in Sacramento go a little bit wonky.
In the words from the book of the great Meek Mill, scared money don't make no money. Got to get to a break. When we get back, more of Kings Roundtable with Brendan Nunes, Sactown Sports, Kings reporter, Stiles Watkins, Sactown Sports.
De'Aaron Fox plays here.
Stolen by Fox. Breakaway coming up for De'Aaron. And a simple, casual spike to the left hand. Kings lead by 3.
Sactown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Your Wednesday, spotlights increasing clouds, but it'll stay dry across Northern California. We'll have daytime highs in the mid-60s with overnight lows in the lower 40s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
At Elk Grove Honda, we see every Honda buyer as a member of the family, so we make sure every lower-priced certified pre-owned Honda is one we'd buy from ourselves. See our selection of certified pre-owned Hondas in the Elk Grove Auto Mall or online at elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Who has the largest selection of golf merchandise in Northern California? The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. It's the go-to store for golf bags, apparel, equipment, lessons, club fittings, novelty items, and more.
With their low price guarantee, complimentary gift boxes, and gift cards for your golfer, it's the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Add convenient online shopping and effortless after-Christmas return policy, and you'll see why the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is the #1 choice for golfers everywhere. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway or online at hagenoaks.com.
At Jim Boy's Tacos, you get a ho lot of flavor for under $10. Our classic #2 combo meal spreads cheer with a farm-dusted ground beef taco, scratch-made bean and cheese burrito, and a soft drink. So jingle on down to Jim Boy's or order online at participating locations.
It's the Black Friday Sell-a-thon at Folsom Lake Ford with low prices, low finance rates, and a $500 Amazon gift card on selected vehicles. Now through Monday, shop your truck headquarters, Folsom Lake Ford. See dealer for details.
Sacramento has a new tag team in the midday. It's Stiles and Watkins on Sactown Sports.
Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports. One more segment with our guy, Brendan Nunes, Sactown Sports Kings reporter, doing a great job for us following the Kings, not just the Sacramento Kings, the Stockton Kings as well. We've talked Thanksgiving, we've talked Stockton Kings, and we've talked trade generators here. Brendan, I want to get your thoughts on this one. We have Patrick Donaldson on the YouTube chat saying, too bad DeRozan is already 34. Otherwise, he would be a nice pickup. What do you think about DeRozan? I mean, I guess he's older now, but I don't even know, again, DeRozan not really known for his defense. So you really need a mid-range god on the, I guess to my point, if I'm going to call the Kings offense one-dimensional, maybe you do.
Yeah, I mean, his playmaking got really good during his time in San Antonio. Like, I think DeRozan is a really, really good player. There was times last year he was like kind of flirting with MVP conversation for a sec, like super clutch. Didn't he have back-to-back game winners?
Crazy clutch.
I think he had game winners in 2 straight games or something like that, and they were just totally ridiculous. Doesn't really do it for me at this point.
Well, it depends on the price tag, right?
Does.
I mean, are you? And I think here's the line. Here's a realistic line. I know he's been hot, but I'm just trying to be realistic because I don't think they give up Harrison Barnes and Davion for DeRozan. That's not going to happen. So I guess the line for me would be Harrison Barnes and Herter for DeRozan.
Yeah, and even then, like, that's all your matching salary for like deals down the line. Like, that's kind of how I look at Harrison and HB here. Like, that's how you get to 30 million. You know, if you're trying to go trade for a Pascal Siakam and OG Anunoby, and it's like, I think De'Aaron's 3-point shooting, if it keeps up, changes these conversations because a lot of it to me is like, oh, there's so many parallels between the Nuggets and the Kings. And it's like, great. It's a lot easier to go get an Aaron Gordon when your 2 stars are shooters.
Yes.
And Aaron Gordon's a non-shooter, you know, but just defensive focus. Kings don't have that with their stars. But if De'Aaron continues to develop as a 3-point shooter, then maybe you feel a little bit better about taking somebody in that's not as much of a floor spacer.
Right.
But again, it's just the same thing for me. I'd rather spend those assets elsewhere if I'm the Kings.
Real quick, just a sidetrack onto De'Aaron shooting. I know you talked with Luke Laux a lot last year about the development of De'Aaron's shot, and it feels like every year he kind of goes through this at the start of the year where he kind of gauges, like, did my offseason work? Did it pay off with my shot? Like, I'll take 8 to 9 threes for, feels like, the first 10 to 15 games of the year and then reevaluate where I'm at in terms of percentages from there. Do you feel like De'Aaron has gotten to the other side of a hump with his shot? Because last year, I think he was, where did he finish? 33%, 34% from 3. I mean,
32.4, 37.5 this year.
Yeah. And it was up at above 40 before that 2 of 12 performance the other night. Do you feel like De'Aaron's shot is something that is legitimate, or is it still kind of something that you got to see before you believe it fully?
I think it looks different. You're right. I do think typically start of the year, he's letting it fly a little bit more, seeing if the work, but I also think there's an aspect of like proving it to defenses.
Sure.
Like
putting it on
not
tape,
seeing it for yourself, but seeing it, like presenting it to other people, because now you have to defend me differently. In that Dallas game, Derek Jones Jr. started going over screens. I was like, whoa,
that's crazy.
I don't know if I've seen that.
I've never seen that. Not on De'Aaron, no.
It was wild. And he made 6 in that game. De'Aaron shot 9+ threes 5 times last year. This year, 8 games. How many times do you think?
Over how many you said? 8?
8 games.
How many
times has he taken 9+?
I mean, he just took
He
12.
did it 5 times all of last season.
I would say he's done it. I would say probably 5. I would say he's already done it 5 times.
Season.
That's
I think it looks different. He looks confident.
I told you, Chris.
He's only missing front and back. You know, it's a little thing, but I don't think it's really left and right. You know, we're not saying, I don't need to throw stray. But it's all forward and back. And when they're going in, they're bottom of the net. That net is going up after
or barely moving.
They are cash.
Yeah.
It looks different to me.
So from what you talked with Luke last year about De'Aaron Shot, what do you think is the thing that, I mean, you're not analyzing De'Aaron Shot like Luke is, but where do you see like the most development, or you say it looks different? What to you, if you could pinpoint, what would you say looks the most different in your eyes?
Yeah, it's kind of hard. And this is just sort of me guessing here and a little bit based off conversation, like you said with Luke Loucks last year. But I think last year, a big thing was the follow through, kind of holding it at the top and just seeing your shot all the way through. This year, his balance looks better to me. I feel like he's going straight up. It looks like the same motion every time. A lot of times he was off balance last year. He may jump forward a little bit or backwards or like to the side. I feel like he is just straight up and down on all of these shots. He takes one dribble into a pull-up 3 and it's like he's just elevating straight up. Like, even if you think about his mid-ranges, he's going full speed. He's always kind of leaning in one direction. The 3 looks straight up to me when he's sort of his base upwards.
Yeah. And I look, to make them, you got to take them. And I've been trying to tell Chris. Chris doesn't like the transition 3s, but if you're feeling it, you're feeling it.
Too,
and they're starting to come around. I do have to ask you, and this is a bit of a sidebar, but I know you've been listening to the show because you are a friend of the show. The Tyrese Halliburton thing. How does it feel from your perspective? It feels like every time De'Aaron does something, he gets named Player of the Week. Here comes Halliburton with another crazy situation and numbers just nuts. And people are saying they could have had both of them and not really understanding what they actually looked like together. What would you say to those who, let's just say that there are people listening or watching right now that are seeing this or trying to understand, and they're starting to get swayed by the rest of NBA social media? What are your thoughts on the whole Halliburton thing? And hopefully one day we can just put this thing to bed.
I'll start by saying I think the Kings got the lesser of the 2 players in the deal. And I think that's fine. Like, it doesn't matter who's the better player. It matters how did it affect that team? It clearly worked for both sides. I don't think there's an argument that trade did not work for the Kings. They've been extremely successful. They have a core that they can continue to build off of. I genuinely think that if this team gets one more guy on the caliber of Domas, which again is a big if, right? But they have all their picks except this next year's upcoming, which makes 2025 tough to trade because of the stipend rule. But you have a handful of picks moving forward. If you go get that third guy, you're probably right there, close to contention, knocking. You just need some more playoff experience. So while sure, I think Tyrese is better than Domas and is younger and has way more team control, the Kings were able to bring back Domas. They have him locked up. You can argue about, the value of that deal if you want, but it's worked. It's worked. Like, this is just going to happen for a little while. Trae Young and Luka Doncic's conversation surrounded for a little while. I guess I grew up a Celtics guy, but I feel like Tatum and Fultz was a conversation for a long time. I feel like it slows down a little bit eventually. But why can't both sides win and that's enough?
Because that's how it is in really the world period. But
and it never happens, to be fair.
No, it rarely happens. And I think the biggest thing is that the Kings immediately took a step, and a lot of people would say, well, based on the timing and how long Sabonis has been with the Kings, do you think that the Kings would have made the playoffs last season if they still had De'Aaron Fox and Tyrese Halliburton together?
I think they could have. Like, I'm of the opinion I think that deal could have worked. Like, I don't know. I think it's been obviously beneficial for Tyrese to get the ball in his hands and be unlocked the way he has. I also think the same way you're saying with Trae Young that, like, you got to be able to play off ball. And I think Tyrese is a super smart player. He's doing that more so this season. They're trying to play him with other point guards. And I think that they're doing that a little bit more this year. I think they could have worked. I think they could have worked. I think you would have needed to get more pieces around. Like, the spacing was not good on that team. Like, it's not just bringing in Domas. It's bringing in Malik Monk. It's bringing in Keegan Murray. It's bringing in Kevin Huerter. 3 elite shooters in the NBA, specifically Keegan and Kevin. So I think the duo wasn't the problem there. I think that they
players around them. They had Buddy Hield, they had Marvin Bagley,
or the front office.
Buddy getting hot now. He's getting hot. So
I just mean, to Brendan's point, like the Kings did do a massive overhaul in that and after that half season with Sabonis, they came into last year with a completely different team to where it's almost at this point you can't even realistically try and gauge where the Kings would be if they kept Tyrese, because who knows if they would have been in a situation to draft Keegan? Who knows if they would have made the moves or felt necessary to make the moves to get Kevin Huerter, to bring in Malik Monk? So it's like you don't even know what this team would look like if Tyrese was there. All you can really go off of is how those two look together, and it looked clunky in the times that we did see them together. Of course, they're both excellent all-star, all-NBA level players, so they probably would have figured it out to an extent, but of course, it just wouldn't have looked. I don't think either guy would have been able to be the guy that we see today.
It would just look different.
It would
just look different.
Can I ask you guys this real quick? What if Mike Brown was the one figuring it out? You know what I'm saying? This was Luke Walton.
It's a good point. It's a good point.
And they just brought in unanimous coach of the year, which was, like I said, the surrounding staff, but also the coaching staff they brought in. And you got some continuity from your front office. Like,
I guess my question would be, Sabonis is such a massive part of the Kings' current identity, especially as an offense. I don't even know what a Mike Brown led Halliburton Fox offense would look like.
Let's say that, if we were going down hypotheticals, like,
why not?
Say they don't draft Avion and they draft Şengün. De'Aaron, Tyrese, and Şengün.
Oh, here we go.
Like,
I'm just saying, drafting earlier.
Could work. Like, I do get a little bothered by like they were never going to work.
What if they traded up for Franz Wagner?
Or if they just won the coin flip, I would never get over that.
Yeah,
we gotta get to a break. Brendan, you got one more with us? What's the deal here? You got to run. All right. Stiles and Watkins. We'll be right back with Brendan Nunes, Sactown Sports, Kings reporter. We'll talk to you soon.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sactown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sactown Sports app.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Carmichael Dave here for Jiffy Lube, your proud sponsor of the Drive of the Game. Now listen to every Kings game for Gary Gerald's Drive of the Game call, then listen to Jason and myself the next morning for a chance to win a $100 Jiffy Lube certificate, courtesy of all the Jiffy Lube locations in the greater Sacramento area. Get your vehicle ready for the holiday driving season at Jiffy Lube today. Oil changes, wiper blades, tire rotations, and more. For more information, go to jiffylube.com. Winter is coming. I know you know that, but are you prepared to keep your family warm all season long? At American Energy Heating and Air, their goal is to exceed your expectations of the heating and air industry by valuing the customer experience and making your home comfort system as efficient as possible for the most value. So book your $49 furnace tune-up and safety inspection today. Prevent dangerous gas leaks. Extend the life of that furnace and save on your energy bills. And here's the guarantee. This isn't a sales call. They're not getting in the door so they can try to sell you a bunch of stuff. No, they're just going to do what they say they're going to do. Call today to schedule an appointment at 916-520-9990 or go to AmericanEnergyAir.com. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A-plus Better Business Bureau rating. Get your $49 furnace tune-up and safety inspection today. 916-520-9990. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable.
For 35 years, TruckSmart has been your local leader in truck accessories. Find racks, toolboxes, and lighting for your work truck, and trailer hitches, side steps, and bed covers for recreation. They have shells for work or play, and offer Rhino lining, the best bed protection in the business. You like overlanding? TruckSmart has rooftop tents, recovery gear, and heavy-duty bumpers. Trust your ride to their skilled installers and expert sales staff at the Rockland and Auburn locations. TruckSmart. Your truck's gonna love them. TruckSmart.com.
Prestigio Jewelers Black November sale is on all month long. Get amazing doorbuster deals while supplies last. 1 carat diamond earrings only $449. Wedding set starting at only $899. 70% off gold chains and much more. Get quick and easy credit approval and low monthly payments at Prestigio Jewelers. No credit, bad credit, even bankruptcy, you're approved. Prestigio Jewelers guarantees your credit up to $10,000. Shop designer brands such as Cartier, Gucci, Bulova, and Citizen. Visit us today or online at prestigiojewelers.com. See store for details.
Get year-end pricing during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on our entire selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Ridgeline Civics, and Accords. Plus, with low finance and lease options, now's the time to buy. Hurry in and save during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, or go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Pro football player Travis Kelce is pressed for time during the football season, so he does 2 things at once. Whether it's grilling while mowing,
2 things at once,
or getting this season's updated COVID-19 shot at the same visit as his flu shot.
2 things at once.
You can be like Travis and ask your pharmacist about getting this season's COVID-19 shot at the same visit as your flu shot if you're due for both, as recommended by the CDC. Learn more and schedule at VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
When you switch to Boost Mobile, you can get a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G and a pretty powerful way to get after it.
Like me, Tusi, a man who fell in love with music and fell on hard times. From writing songs in my room to sitting on top of the charts. All because I made poetry out of pain and always knew I'd be on the stage singing your favorite song.
Switch to Boost and get a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone on America's largest 5G networks.
Boost Mobile. Get after it.
New customers only. Taxes extra. 1 device per line. 5G not available everywhere. Other restrictions apply.
Live and local, it's Stiles and Watkins. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports, taking you up to 2 p.m. Brandon Nunez, like I said, hardest worker in the biz, had to get ready to handle some Kings stuff. So thank you to Brennan for joining us. Great stuff. I mean, the trade generator got dusted off, and I do feel bad about the whole how we discussed Davion Mitchell, but you know, when you have a team that can struggle shooting the basketball and you have a guy that you are hoping could help you not necessarily shoot the just in general, and you feel like you're missing something, and then a Keon Ellis goes out and you're thinking, okay, are we going to see something? You just haven't been seeing it. Unfortunately, I think to your point, 9th pick in the draft, and that background has kind of cast a shadow a little bit. Yeah. On the text line, 916-339-1140, if you want to be a part of the conversation, the text line says, yesterday you guys were talking about blowouts and how many are okay. And I've been thinking about it, and I think if we're being honest with ourselves about this team, we really do live and die by our shooting, maybe more so than any other team. I think there's some level of acceptance needed that we're going to lose bad when our shots aren't falling.
For sure. I mean, I think that's part of the downfall of them being so kind of team oriented, if you will, is the Kings do kind of need some help. They need some of their guys to get going. It's not predicated on De'Aaron is going to lead us with 35 plus points and Sabonis is always going to pour in 25 plus, and then we just need like a 14 piece from someone else. No, we've seen the Kings formula for success this year is can Harrison give them 15 with 2 threes? Can Kevin Huerter give them near 20 with 3 or 4 threes? Can Keegan defend and still knock down a couple perimeter jumpers? Or can Malik Monk have himself a night? The Kings just aren't really built to have individuals carry them. And so, I think when so much of your supporting cast are primarily shooters, I think we're kind of seeing the downfall of that. And it's kind of funny because this offseason, kind of tongue-in-cheek, I was asking, is it possible to have too many shooters?
Mm-hmm.
And I think in a weird way, this is the product of having too many shooters is you rely too much on jump shots instead of getting to the rim or setting it. Like you're so focused, one-dimensional, if you will.
Yeah.
You're so one-dimensionally looking for the three-point shot that you almost forget to do everything else that sets up the three-point shot.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, again, to try to be fair to the Kings and look at other teams specifically in the Western Conference. And we talked –
Take Golden State out of it,
Take Golden State out of it. And you have the Lakers, right, who – honestly, if the Lakers and Kings switched a couple pieces, they might face each other in the Western Conference Finals.
They really would.
A little bit of defense here, a little bit of shooting here. But the Lakers, you know – yeah, I mean, Ruri's really turned into more of a shooter. He can bang down low sometimes. Austin Reeves can create.
He definitely can.
Right, having a guy like Austin Reeves on your team. D'Lo, Mr. Slow-Mo. I know they call Kyle Anderson slow-mo, but D'Lo is slow-mo to me. So, yeah, some pieces that can change some things up. The Lakers do have that. That's why everybody was high on the Lakers. You have this. You can't even really count the Suns either because they just have playmakers all around.
I'm trying to go through teams in my head. And the funny thing is so many teams, especially now, just rely on their stars. And that's really what it is, the Suns, if they're not going to win a lot of games if KD doesn't have 30 plus. The Mavs aren't going to win a lot of games if Luka doesn't have 35, 10 and 10. Kyrie pours in 20 as well.
Now the Timberwolves are interesting.
That's an interesting case, but they also are a team that they understand that they don't have. I mean, Anthony Edwards is a star, but they don't have that collective firepower. So what do? Well, they're the second best defensive team in the NBA. And so you don't have to obviously score as much if you're holding the other team to fewer points. And so that's really the other example. I mean, OKC, I guess, but even OKC, I think this is the season where they try and figure out that scoring balance of what their formula is for wins. And I think that
the Nuggets.
What about the Pelicans, who the Kings play tonight?
Well, the Pelicans are kind of a rare case where they're pretty. I mean, especially with Zion, they're going to be paint centric, but they don't really have an identity at this moment.
Yeah, they just haven't played. It doesn't feel like they've played enough together. No. But in theory,
CJ is not coming back.
In theory, the Pelicans could be balanced. They could be fairly balanced. They got Jordan Hawkins shoot the three ball. You got Brandon Ingram that can do the midi stuff.
Valanciunas,
you got Valanciunas,
Trey Murphy.
So in theory, but that's why last year a lot of people thought the last couple of years
the 1 seed
the Pelicans,
December last year.
Yeah, the Pelicans are pretty darn.
And Zion is that dude. Like
when he plays,
his skill set is best in the league kind of skill set. So that changes the game.
I don't know about skill set. Like his all around game.
No, I'm just saying what he brings to the table is so unique.
Kyle, if you have a big bopper in there that can go beef on beef with Zion, you could slow him down.
He doesn't have a Euro step. He doesn't have creativity.
He's not a step back three on you.
I want to talk about one dimensional.
Kyle, he had 12 field goals last game, and 11 of them were left-handed layups.
Yeah, he's taken 0 3-pointers this year. He has attempted in the modern NBA. He has attempted 0 3-pointers. But what's the old slogan? Why do you need a secondary move if your right hook is so good?
No, I hear you, but we're against a team that has no one to defend him.
Yeah, no, I don't want to be the Zion Williamson as this elite person.
You're a Zion guy now.
There's a reason he was picked number 1 in the draft. This man started in the All-Star game at 21 years old.
I hear you. I got to deal with Kyle and the Zion cape. I got to deal with Chris and the Luka cape. It's just a lot of capes. It's not the Justice League, fellas. It's too many.
There's a reason the Pelicans were number 1 in the West before he got hurt, and it wasn't because of Jose Alvarado.
No, look, and look, they might be. They had a team meeting, and then the Kings are going to go up against a team in the Pelicans that have felt like they have hit the refresh button, and after they are 1-0 since their team meeting, and they feel like they can do some things, and they are trying to turn it around. So the Kings are going to have their hands full all game long, and they're missing Keegan. They're probably going to be missing Keegan Murray. They're going to get Trey Lyles back. So I completely hear you on the fact that this is not going to be an easy task, right?
No,
The Kings are favored right now by 1.5. So it's essentially it's a pick 'em. And this was as of this morning.
Wow. Yeah.
This is as of this morning. This isn't with Keegan officially out. I would assume it sways if Keegan is officially out. Either way, it's a pick 'em.
Yeah. I mean, that's surprising to me. I mean, yeah. And I'm looking at the line right now. It's Kings 1.5. So that's surprising. I guess Vegas maybe banks in the fact that there is some sort of
Sacramento
post blowout.
Yeah.
Return back to the
wipes.
What you really are.
Get the wet wipes.
That's interesting. I mean, I like I said at the top of the show, I'm still nervous for tonight. I didn't with Keegan being out. I don't think they are closer to figuring out the Zion problem or the Brandon Ingram problem either.
Mm-hmm.
And then again, like Herb Jones had a sneaky 18, I think, the other day.
Really?
Jonas Valanciunas, who I was praising, he had I didn't realize
that's a man.
He took like 8 shots, and
that's a man's man.
He's huge. He is massive. That dude is Paul Bunyan in real life. Like him and Steven Adams are unique in their size. I mean, there's just not many people who are that massive of humans.
Close your eyes right now. Did you hear the thing going around social media that was Valanciunas is Jason Kelce and Travis Kelce put together?
No, I did. I heard Draper say that on the broadcast that he looked like a Kelce brother. My girlfriend actually said it like
he
2 seconds before Draper did. I had never seen it before, but I see it. It's the beard.
People have been making the Valanciunas looks like Kelce since like 2018 too.
Right, but I do think that it's not that he looks like Travis Kelce. He does look like if they had a third brother that looked like both of them combined. And he could be playing football with how big he is.
Yes.
So he's a problem down low. So
problem.
when you're not dealing with Zion, you're dealing with him.
Yeah.
And when you're not dealing with any of them on the perimeter, you got to deal with Brandon Ingram, who what's funny about basketball right now is we talk about the wings and these aliens, how guys just keep getting taller and taller.
Yeah.
There was a time when Brandon Ingram was supposed to be the newest alien on the block.
Yep.
And then
KD Light.
Exactly. And then Chet Holmgren came. And then Wembanyama came. So we don't look at Brandon Ingram the same way, but he is a problem.
Yeah.
He's a problem.
He was in that unicorn category.
He was.
Yeah, absolutely. And I still love Brandon Ingram's game. There was a streak last year where I think he had like 15 straight games with 25 plus points.
He was cooking.
He can be a problem. And we saw it on Monday. Like if you let that dude get going, he doesn't need a lot of space. And he's so long, he's so tall, like he can get it over a lot of guys. And that's why the Kings to me, physicality is going to be the key with both Brandon Ingram and Zion. They have to be physical with those two guys and just make them uncomfortable. You saw when Keegan was guarding Wemby, he didn't try and be as big as possible. He didn't try and, do like he's a bear and just make yourself as big as possible. You got to be physical with them and cramp their space because the thing about guys with length is they need space to get their arms above their head. They don't like feeling like they're in a box. So you got to make them uncomfortable. I'm excited to see what Duarte maybe can do tonight with that. Again, he really likes to get in people's face, but he's got to be able to stay out of foul trouble because without him, that's when the Kings are going to go look at Kessler Edwards and say, can you go on him for 10 minutes or something? And after that, it's Trey Lyles and who knows if Sasha can go. I don't know if Sasha's ready for a defensive responsibility like that. So I still have a lot of concerns. Forget the fact that you can say the Kings just, they were exhausted and nothing from Monday is going to roll over to today, but I still see a lot of matchup problems that I'm not saying they can't solve, but they're going to have to figure out if they want to have a chance tonight because it's crazy to say, but they don't have their best defender in Keegan Murray out there.
No, they don't. And we got to get to a break. But, sometimes life does have a bit of bad luck. And I'm thinking, so the Kings are going to have to face the Rockets without De'Aaron Fox when the Rockets have probably played their best stretch of basketball that they might play all season.
Yep.
We don't know.
They're back to 6-6.
They're back to 6-6. And then they're going to have to face a Pelicans team who just got healthy with Zion Williamson, fresh off a team meeting, and a team that they know that they have been underperforming and are now in the midst of trying to turn it back around. So this is tough times for the Kings. What you got?
Real quick, I do want to throw out this stat. I found this last night. The Kings' next two opponents, the Pelicans and the Timberwolves, 1 and 2 respectively in opponent 3-point percentage. in terms of lowest 3-point percentage. So we talked earlier about how reliant this team is on 3-point shooters. The Pelicans opponents shoot 31.7% against the Pelicans. The Timberwolves 33% flat. The opponents
get
shoot.
that float game going.
They've got to. They have to, especially again. I mean, we're going to talk about the Timberwolves later in today, but with Gobert and Naz Reid and Cat down there, you got to figure out how to score in the paint still, but you can't abandon the three.
We're going to power through and still find a way to pick our dogs of the game.
Have to.
It's coming up. It's coming up next, and you got two again because you don't have a show with us. That's coming up next. Get your dogs ready. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Will Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers brass go all the way this season?
Could the Niners win their first Super Bowl since 1995?
Join us throughout the season to hear all the games and all the analysis on Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com.
As we come together to celebrate the end of this long, long year, Stockton Honda has savings to bring us all cheer. Happy Honda Day savings and selection galore. Stockton Honda's online express purchase and great people give you more.
Save on 400 new Hondas at Stockton Honda during Happy Honda Days. Shop in person or online with our express purchase option.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Did you know gas goes bad in as little as 30 days? Bad gas can cause rough starts, poor performance, or no starts at all. Stable, America's #1 fuel stabilizer, ensures quick and easy starts after storage. Stable's proprietary formula keeps fuel fresh for 2 years, outperforming competitors. Whether it's your car, truck, boat, lawnmower, leaf blower, weed trimmer, ATV, motorcycle, or anything else with an engine, when you store, start with Stable.
One of the things with running is I want to enjoy the run, but I never made it very far because the arches in my feet just killed me. So when I got to the end of my rope and I said, I have to do something to get rid of the pain, and a couple of people recommended the Good Feet store to me. I loved how I could go in and get a free personalized arch support fitting. They put that time, that work, that effort into helping you find the right arch supports. And you can walk around this store with these in your shoes and try them out before you purchase them. So after I got my arch supports, the arches on my feet stopped hurting and the pain instantly, literally instantly went away. So if you have pain, go. Find a Good Feet store and go. There is an answer. Find the simple solution that will get rid of your pain. I'm Rondi, and that's my Good Feet story.
See how Good Feet arch supports work for you before you buy with a free fitting and test walk at the Good Feet store.
Knee, hip, foot, leg, or back pain? Visit the Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
I'm Craig Ashton of the Injury Law Firm of Ashton and Price. Whether you've been injured on a bicycle, as a pedestrian in a slip and fall, auto, Uber, Lyft, or big rig accident, you need Ashton and Price in your corner. When you call Ashton and Price, there's no chatbot telling you to hit 3 for accounting. You're greeted by a real live person who will immediately transfer you to an experienced attorney. The consultation's free, and there's never a fee until you win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
This is the moment you've been waiting for. Hanley's Kia in Davis is bringing you an unbeatable deal on all 2024 Kia models. Drive home in style without breaking the bank. Introducing Hanley's Kia incredible leasing option for just $199 a month. Picture yourself behind the wheel of a brand new 2024 Kia, loaded with the latest features and cutting-edge technology. Whether it's the sleek Niro Hybrid with 54 mpg and EV6 with up to 310 miles, the versatile Sportage, or the family-friendly Telluride. At Hanley's Kia, you can also reserve your luxurious full-size EV9 with 3 rows that has the comfort of a stylish interior and the peace of mind that comes with driving a brand you can trust. Head over to Hanley's Kia today, located in Davis.
New 2024 Kia Niro Hybrid EX for $199 per month for 36 months after $7,999 customer cash due at signing plus $300 military customer rebate. 10,000 miles per year and 20 cents per mile after 30,000 miles based on sale price $30,545 and payment excludes taxes and DMV fees and any dealer fees. Vehicle ID number R5136138.
Sactown Sports is home to the Kings, Niners, and now the business of sports. Hosted by Kelly Brothers and brought to you by Cap Trust, offering customized independent financial advice at captrust.com. Join Kelly Brothers, Carmichael, Dave, and Jason as they look at the business of sports every Thursday at 7:40 a.m. You want to know how sports really work? Follow the money with Kelly Brothers from Cap Trust on Sactown Sports. Good Guys Heating and Cooling has a deal going on right now that you cannot miss. This summer was much shorter and cooler than normal, so that means Good Guys is overstocked and ready to clear out their warehouse. They've got inflation-busting pricing on a brand new heating and air system for just $82.99. No other company is offering a replacement system that low. Call Good Guys now at 530-GOOD-AIR to see if you qualify. That's 530-GOOD-AIR for a no-cost qualification appointment. Best service, best price, guaranteed. And that's no bull.
License number 1057-618.
At Jim Boy's Tacos, you get a ho-ho-ho lot of flavor for under $10. Our classic #2 combo meal spreads cheer with a parm-dusted ground beef taco, scratch-made bean and cheese burrito, and a soft drink. So jingle on down to Jim Boy's or order online at participating locations. Woo-hoo-hoo!
Sacramento has a new tag team in the midday. It's Stiles and Watkins on Sactown Sports.
Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports, taking you up to 2 p.m. We will be joined by Chase Sr. of Chat Sports at 1:30. He talks Niners and Eagles. So we will have a good conversation about with him about the MVP conversation. We'll also get into some NBA as well. 1 o'clock, we will have our Truck Smart Drive of the Game. We want to hear your thoughts on that. But right now, we want to talk about your dog of the games. Oh, we got multiple. You have a Black Friday game.
That's true.
And you have this game tonight that you have to pick your dogs for. And really, Chris, I want to hold your feet to the fire and ask for a prediction because you do not seem very confident right now.
No. And I don't miss all my predictions, as we found out.
So maybe we don't want you to even say anything.
Probably don't.
Because
reverse jinx time.
You know what? Hold on. Let me get some numbers here real quick before I pick my dog, because I wanted to go with this man before Monday's game against New Orleans, and I don't believe I did. No, I didn't. I went with Domantas Sabonis for Monday's game,
right?
As my dog of the day, of the game. This time I'm going to go with De'Aaron Fox, and maybe it feels obvious. Maybe it feels like a little bit of a bailout to go with the best player for the Kings to be their dog, but it just makes sense, especially against this opponent. Here, he just had a stinker against them the other day, 2 of 12 from 3. It was not good. His worst game of the season so far. But did you know, and I think I told you this the other day, De'Aaron Fox absolutely destroys the New Orleans Pelicans throughout his career so far. The Pelicans are the team that he averages the second most points per game against any other franchise. He also had his career high 44 against the New Orleans Pelicans as well. I'm going to pick De'Aaron Fox, and I think he's going to have we'll say a 37-point performance tonight. And you know what? Kings are going to win.
Wow.
Yeah, 115-107.
And didn't you say, just a little something for those who play trivia, he was technically born in New Orleans?
Technically born in New Orleans, yes. Went to high school and I believe was raised in Texas, but was legally born in New Orleans.
Wow.
So
there you go. For
all home cooking.
Yes, the trivia out there. That's a good one. Kyle, who's your dog for tonight?
It's got to be Trey Lyles, right? First game of the season.
Really?
Coming in. It's going to be a fun return for him, much needed because of all the injuries the Kings have piling up right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let's say Trey Lyles is going to be a big contributor tonight. The boldest prediction I can think of is that he'll have double-digit points.
Okay. That's fair. All right.
And no Zion posters.
And zero Zion
being
posters.
on zero posters.
Yeah,
JaVale McGee, that's another question.
Yeah,
but Trey Lyles, he'll be good.
Okay, so I'm looking here. Harrison with 16 last game.
You know, hey. Just a little slide under the radar there, you know?
I think I'm going to go with someone. I went with the Monkey Yard Dog last game, and it did not work out for me. Kind of want to double up, but I'm not going to. I think that this guy needed to get his legs back under him or his finger back under him, and now he will be feeling good. It just didn't look right what I saw from Kevin Huerter, but I think he will get back on track tonight.
Dude, he was on fire before he went out, so.
And I think I'm going to go Kevin Herter. As the dog tonight.
Love it.
There you go.
Love it.
Because you're going to need to be. Go. Manny Too Legit agrees with Chris, saying De'Aaron's going for 35 plus tonight with 5 rebounds and more than 6 assists.
Wow. That should just be dog munching on bone. Okay. Well,
at first, I didn't even know that was you at first. Then I remembered you said it.
I don't even know what I hope that was during the dog and
it was.
Thank God.
Shout out Simone for saving that in our drops.
Thanks, Simone.
It had to
Appreciate that, Simone.
Jess on the YouTube chat. Today's game, my dogs Trey all day. There you go.
Okay.
Jess and Kyle on the same page. All right. I thought we got rid of that sound. That one, that had bass in it.
Yeah.
That kitty is ticked off. That is a mad.
I mean, Trey Lyles has been out all season. We got double dogs.
We do. Patrick Donaldson, Monk will go off for 35.
Whoa. Okay.
Whoa.
Call your shot, Patrick.
That cat was Mufasa. That was Mufasa right there. And or Scar. Okay. All right. Let's do T-Wolves.
T-Wolves. Oh, boy.
Now you're dealing with a defensive team. Okay, Anthony Edwards. He's probably going to check up De'Aaron.
Yeah, probably,
because that's
it's not going to be Mike Conley. I don't think Mike Conley can stay in front of De'Aaron these days.
No. But I will say Anthony Edwards. He's been very open about wanting to guard these guys, right? So you got Anthony Edwards defensively. You got Rudy Gobert defensively. You got Karl Anthony Towns, who you can't sleep on him. He'll put up points right when you start forgetting what he's able to do. So, yeah, you got Mike Conley, who is that defensive. I guess just Mike Conley is like the T-Wolves Harrison Barnes.
Yes.
He's the wear-a-suit guy.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
He's a wear-a-suit guy, but gives you a bit more.
Yes.
But you got to wear a suit and you got to invest. Okay?
I really like this Minnesota team. Shocker. I love Mike Conley also. So I will not have any Mike Conley slander on this program.
No, I'm going to.
No, it's just nonstop slander. Let's say Monday for the dog for Friday's game. You got to knock down perimeter shots against Minnesota. You know what? Why not? It's been a while for unless we're counting Monday as a Harrison Barnes random resurgence game, but it does feel like we're far enough removed from the 33-point opening night to where. Can we get a 20 plus out of HB? I mean, they don't have Jaden McDaniels anymore. You know, he's going to be out for I think 2 to 3 weeks or 2 to 3 months. I can't remember which one it was. So he's not going to be playing on Friday. Got to take advantage of it. I think Harrison is kind of lined up to. I believe he'll be going against Slow-Mo, which might be a weird Spider-Man pointing at each other meme, but I think he should be able to get what he wants against Minnesota, and that would be massive. That would definitely be big because it's going to be tough for Sabonis to try and have a good game when he's got to go against Gobert, Cat, and Naz Reid.
Yeah.
Pretty much by himself.
Yeah, this is a tough little stretch for the Kings. You're really going to find out what they're made of.
For sure. This is a brutal – I was looking at this Kings stretch right here. It is absolutely brutal. These next 5 games are just a slugfest for this team. They've got New Orleans tonight. They've got the Minnesota on Friday. They've got Golden State on Tuesday, back-to-back against the Clippers on Wednesday. And then on Saturday, defending champs Denver Nuggets.
Hey, this is what it takes to be a champion.
Yeah,
all right?
Especially in the West.
Exactly. This is exactly what we've been talking about all season long, or before the season even started. Got to get to a break. When we get back, we'll have Kyle's dog and mine as well. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Start planting your garden this weekend with Bonnie 11.8-ounce vegetables. Buy 4 for $10. Plus, liven up your patios and decks with fresh blooms. Select 1.5-gallon hanging baskets or 2 for $20. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17. In-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
The sewer system. It's probably the last thing on your mind, and that's okay. Because at the Sacramento Area Sewer District, it's our first priority. As the region's largest sewer utility, We own and maintain thousands of miles of sewer pipe. And our job is to get to your sewer problem before it interrupts your life. So whether you've got a slow drain or a backup, call us first, day or night. The Sacramento Area Sewer District. It's a dirty job, but we're happy to do it.
Who has the largest selection of golf merchandise in Northern California? The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. It's the go-to store for golf bags, apparel, equipment, lessons, club fittings, novelty items, and more. With their low price guarantee, complimentary gift boxes, and gift cards for your golfer, it's the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Add convenient online shopping and effortless after-Christmas return policy, and you'll see why the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is the #1 choice for golfers everywhere. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway or online at hagenoaks.com.
I'm Tamron Hall. Eggs are a staple in our diets, and there's only one egg with more delicious, farm-fresh taste plus superior nutrition. Eggland's Best, with more vitamins, including 6 times more vitamin D and 10 times more vitamin E, plus 25% less saturated fat than ordinary eggs. Available in so many delicious varieties: classic, cage-free, and organic. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
The holiday season is right around the corner, so give the gift that's hard to wrap but easy to give. Give them a Stihl. With powerful trimmers, blowers, and chainsaws to place under the tree, the Stihl Holiday Gift Guide has something for everyone. Save $40 on the HSA 45 battery-powered hedge trimmer. Visit your local Stihl dealer or go to stihlusa.com/gift guide. Real Stihl. Find yours. Now $99.99 was $139.99 MSRP. Offer valid for limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
Only one radio program captures the excitement of hunting and fishing as it happens. The award-winning California Sportsman with Sep Hendrickson. Only California Sportsman takes you where the action is, live on the water, live in the blind, and live with the top pros and experts in outdoor sports. California Sportsman with Fishing Hall of Famer Sep Hendrickson is your premier destination for all things outdoors. Sep's Saturday Morning Outdoors. Ultimate Bass and California Sportsman, 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturdays on Sactown Sports 1140.
At aimyourdigital.com, we'll help you target the right audience, build your leads, and crush your quota. Take your business to the next level. Our digital marketing strategies help grow awareness of your product or service, all while building trust in your business. Our approach involves leveraging multiple tools and strategies to deliver exceptional results that are customized to your unique business needs. Don't wait to run out of sales leads. Keep your business growing. Get started with aimyourdigital.com today.
It's time now for the Silver and Black Report, brought to you by ACR Home Services. For all your roofing and solar needs, visit acrhomeservices.com. Well, the 2-game win streak under interim head coach Antonio Pierce came to an end Sunday in Miami for the Silver and Black. Part of the issue, Aiden O'Connell threw 3 interceptions, including the second one to Jalen Ramsey late in the game, keeping the Silver and Black from coming back. Another issue, Josh Jacobs, just 14 carries for 39 yards. Silver and Black now 5-6. That's your Silver and Black Report. Let ACR Home Services be your one-stop shop for all your home needs, starting with unbeatable roofing services. Right now, get a new roof and receive $1,000 off that roof. So sign up today and save with no payment for up to 12 months. And ACR is more than just a roofing company. Whether it's roofing, solar, electrical work, you name it, when you choose ACR Home Services, you're not just getting a contractor, you're partnering with a team that's invested in your satisfaction. That's ACR Home Services.
It's the Black Friday Sell-a-thon at Folsom Lake Ford with low prices, low finance rates, and a $500 Amazon gift card on selected vehicles. Now through Monday, shop your truck headquarters, Folsom Lake Ford. See dealer for details.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Sacramento's official home for the San Francisco 49ers.
Touchdown! San Francisco!
Sactown Sports.
Live and local, it's Stiles and Watkins. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports, taking you up to 2 p.m. We'll be joined by Chase Sr. at 1:30 of Chat Sports to talk some Niners and also some Eagles as well, and also some NBA. But it is time now for our Truck Smart Drive of the Week, brought to you by Truck Smart, your premium retailer and installer of truck and SUV accessories for over 30 years. Your truck's gonna love them. Chris, give us the 3 drives for this week in the NFL.
Yeah.
And let's figure out who the winner is.
Let's do it. Let's start off in Santa Clara. Why not?
Okay.
Last week, I believe the winner of last week's Truck Smart Drive of the game was the George Kittle, 66-yard touchdown pass.
Feeding them.
And you know what? that play happened almost immediately after the first, or immediately starting the second half.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe we're starting to sense a little bit of a theme here as, Brock Purdy did find Brandon Ayuk for this long touchdown pass to open up the second half. 3 plays, 96-yard drive.
Mm-hmm.
Here is that long Brandon Ayuk touchdown.
First and 10 Niners, and they're 24. Purdy going to can the play here as 3 receivers right, Ayuk and Juszczyk left, going deep down the sideline for Ayuk. He's got it, and he's gone. 20, 10, 5, touchdown! San Francisco! Ayuk is on fire!
I was waiting for that.
Wow.
I was really waiting for that.
You can't beat that.
You can't beat that.
You really
I like to
can't beat
imagine that Papa and Ryan are just in like a circle and just like jumping around.
Right.
Ayuk,
No, that's
Ayuk.
great,
Yeah,
man.
that is
And,
fantastic.
that throw was something else by Brock. Not better than the Kittle throw to me, but still just a great throw. And Brock is rolling. We'll talk a little bit here at 1:15 about Brock winning an award that he hasn't won before. But first, let's go to your next drive.
Yeah, we talked a lot about that Eagles-Chiefs game, and, it was a little bit of a slugfest, and Jalen Hurts had under 100 yards until late into that game when he found Devontae Smith streaking down the sideline in single coverage, and Jalen Hurts just kind of threw it up to him, and this is how it sounded.
Here's a shot for Smith. He's got it. They're going to mark him at the 1. Devontae Smith, he slows down for the ball and is able to just make sure that it's over the shoulder.
Look at that. I mean, it was really the only explosive play of the night. Sorry, Niner fans, it was a little reminiscent of like that one Tyreek Hill bomb that went off in the Super Bowl, and that was kind of all she wrote. I mean, after that, there was a nice little brotherly shove to get the Eagles into the end zone, and that put them at 21, which pretty much sealed that game. And it kind of came out of nowhere. That Devontae Smith 41-yard catch, 7-play, 80-yard drive, again capped off with a nice little brotherly shove. That is our second nominee in the drive. In the Truck Smart drive.
Have you seen the memes with Jalen Hurts every time a running back or wide receiver gets to the 1-yard line, and it's just him creeping in the background to get a touchdown? Now Jalen Hurts
so excited.
He just broke Cam, and we'll talk more with Chase Sr. about this.
Yeah.
He just broke Cam Newton's record, but
right.
I don't want to get into it now. But all rushing TDs are not created equal because the highlights are going to look a bit different. We're not going to get into that now. Great play.
Great drive.
Great drive by Devontae Smith and Jalen Hurts. And a lot of people got a lot of things to say about Jalen's arm. He aired it out right there. And Devontae Smith in the rain, they were able to make the catch as MVS and the Chiefs were not. Let's hear number 3.
Yeah, we love our friends at Truck Smart. We really do. They're great people. That they were nice enough to sponsor this segment, but we might have to get it re-sponsored by CJ Stroud because it feels like he's in this every single week, and this week is no different. CJ Stroud, absolutely ridiculous. Right before the half, going against the Cardinals, who are starting to have a little bit of life with Kyler Murray. They were really close back and forth in that first half, and then CJ Stroud busted it open with this game. It ended up being the game-winning touchdown right before halftime, and this is how that play sounded.
Stroud on first down. He was looking downfield. He's going downfield toward the end zone. Dell, leaping grab. He's got it. Touchdown, Texans.
They are insane. I mean, Tank Dell is getting these long touchdowns every week, and that rookie-to-rookie connection might be the best rookie combo we've seen in a while.
A very long time, and I think they just released the jerseys that the Texans are wearing this weekend, all red.
Ooh.
And they look
like the red
saucy.
helmets.
Yeah, they look saucy.
Look good, play good.
Kyle, what do you think? I'm going to read off some of these texts, but what do you think? What's your pick for drive of the game?
Well, I'm definitely not picking the one that led to Kansas City losing. That's for sure. I'm going to go with C.J. Stroud to Nathaniel Dell. That's my pick.
It's no longer Nathaniel Dell. He officially changed his name.
To Tank?
Yeah, his name is now officially Tank.
That's
wow,
great.
Yes. That's awesome.
That's great.
That's
awesome.
awesome.
I'll go C.J. Stroud to Tank Dell is my pick.
Okay, from the 916, gotta go with the Niners again. Brandon Ayuk, the call is the best. I hear you. From the 209, C.J. Stroud and Tank Dell are rolling. Gotta go there. Not surprised that nothing from the Eagles is coming through on the text line. Me personally, it's not fair because is it more about the call or more about the play, right? Because I want to say Ayuk because the call was the best in my opinion. But I do think it is close between really all three of them. This is one of the closest ones really because good. I'm gonna be that guy. I'm gonna go with the Eagles. I'm going to, kiss up to Chase Senior, who's going to be on here soon, because it was wet. Nobody saw it coming, and I don't know if you were following me, but I had posted something on social media that says, I don't know why the Niners are so worried about the Eagles' offense. Jalen hasn't even broken 100 yards. And Chris, as soon as I pressed send, that play happened. So, yes, and I didn't delete it because I stand on business. I didn't delete it. I just quote tweeted and said, this is some of the worst timing I've ever been a part of. I'm going with Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith because nobody saw that coming.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Devontae Smith and Jalen Hurts just because it made you look so bad. And so we're going to hear it again. Here is Allen sounding like a fool on social media. Here it is.
Here's a shot for Smith. He's got it.
There it is.
In the words of Michael Malone, put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Yeah, take that for data.
Yeah, exactly.
Take that for data. That was your Truck Smart Drive of the Week, brought to you by Truck Smart, your premium retailer and installer of truck and SUV accessories for over 30 years. Your trucks, gonna love them.
I do feel like we had to switch it. There was no way we could give it to the Niners again. We're not just some homer.
Hell no. Hell
no. We're not just some homer show that's always going to give it to the Niners. It was a fantastic play, and great way to start. You really can't start the half better than that.
No, and Kyle Shanahan, they are just masters of coming. That first drive is normally ridiculous, and that first drive after halftime is normally ridiculous. So I would be on high alert if I were the Seahawks or any team facing them. But at some point, we got to give it to C.J. Stroud. He can't keep being on the list and not winning.
Now he's going to continue to be on the list.
To be honest, I always get it confused. It was Aaron Gordon who did not win, correct?
Aaron Gordon who didn't win the dunk contest?
Yes,
correct.
We can't Aaron Gordon him.
Yes, where he's just putting up 50s every week, and it's like, but this guy's also putting up 50s.
we gotta go in a different
C.J.
direction.
Stroud will have 15 years to get on this list.
C.J. Stroud would already be on this list, and I'm not the hometown callers or whatever for the Texans, but if he had Papa and some cool thing to do after the call and how hyped they are, he probably would already have a W.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, Papa is, look, like the Ayuk touchdown, great. The Kittle touchdown, great. But let's not get it twisted. Papa is doing a lot of heavy lifting in these drive of the games here for the Niners.
That's right.
Breaking news. Alan Stiles shades Texans broadcaster.
Says do better.
And it was good. It was good. We had one last week where there was just no sauce on it at all. Yeah. And it was a really good play. And they've been getting on Al Michaels about that.
Yeah.
And that's
in his defense, Al, A, doesn't eat veggies, and B, is getting up there.
They're paying him, Chris.
They sure are. He's making more than Brock, right? He's making more than Brock.
He's making more than Brock. And here it is, a touchdown to go up 2 with 3 seconds left on the clock.
Boy, oh boy. Is
Patriots
that not
win.
the best play you've ever seen?
So do you think the Joe Buck call of the Devonta Smith one was energy, or what do you think about that?
Yeah, okay. I liked it. Yeah, I liked the
Raised
energy
his
there.
Voice
yes.
at the proper
yeah, but I was...
He's got it!
Yeah, I
Right
love
there.
that. But I also thought the play was the most... I guess, surprising play and significant play of them. So it's got to be a mixture. It's got to be a combination. I'm sorry the text line is getting on me because nobody wanted to pick the Eagles. I can't wait for that game, by the way. We got to get to a break, but I really can't wait for that game. We will talk about Brock Purdy adding, that's not hardware, but adding a new award to his collection when we get right back. Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
The San Francisco 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks square off this Thursday at 5 on a primetime Thanksgiving matchup.
Going deep down the sideline for Ayuk. He's got it, and he's gone. 20, 10, 5, touchdown! San Francisco!
It's a battle for the top spot in the NFC West. San Francisco and Seattle. Right here on your home for 49ers football. Sactown Sports.
As we come together to celebrate the end of this long, long year, Stockton Honda has savings to bring us all cheer. Happy Honda Day savings and selection galore. Stockton Honda's online express purchase and great people give you more.
Save on 400 new Hondas at Stockton Honda during Happy Honda Days. Shop in person or online with our express purchase option.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for my good friends at Fire Wings with some bullet points for you to remember so you can be a professional fire wing eater. Like Wings Day Wednesday, 88-cent wings each and every Wednesday. 3 flavor lineup includes 7 classic wing flavors, 7 dry rub wing flavors, 7 fusion wing flavors. It's the perfect fast casual eating establishment for the entire family. Go to firewings.com or download the app, find a location near you, order online, earn rewards. Fire Wings. Just wing it.
Sacramento has a new tag team in the midday. It's Stiles and Watkins on Sactown Sports.
Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports, taking up to 2 p.m. Chase Sr. coming up here at 1:30 as we will talk Niners, Eagles, and NBA with him. We had to finish our dog segment after that Truck Smart drive of the week, drive of the game. We had to finish our dog segment. Chris, you had already went, and you had
for Friday. I had Harrison Barnes.
Black HB
Falcon.
HB coming through. There you go.
Who was that?
That was G-Man last year doing the.
Kyle, who do you have?
Okay, so the Minnesota Timberwolves have the number 2 defensive rating in the league right now, which, by the way, who had on your bingo card at the start of the year the Orlando Magic and the Minnesota Timberwolves having the 2 best defensive ratings in the NBA?
Not me.
Minnesota is a little more predictable, but Orlando, oof, that is impressive.
Yeah.
So it's got to be Domas, right? Domas is going to have to be the dog of the game if the Kings are going to win that one, right?
Yeah, right. Basically you're saying I want the Kings to win, so it's got to be Domas.
Domas is going to take Rudy Gobert and maybe get 20-piece. Obviously, double-double is an expectation for Domas. Let's say Domas is going to have a 20-10, maybe a 20-15 kind of game on Friday.
Okay. Now it's a little dicey here because some guys, you don't know who's playing, who's not. I'm going to stay away from Keegan just because we don't know. I would say I didn't want to go with Malik because I don't like going back-to-back, but I'm going to go with Malik against the T-Wolves because I think that we know Malik likes to show up in big-time games. And I think with the star power, with Anthony Edwards, there's going to be a little bit of chirping going on with Karl Anthony Towns and obviously Rudy Gobert. So I think because of that, Malik Monk will have that extra fire like when he plays the Warriors or the Lakers and those other teams. So I think I'm going to go with Malik Monk. Why is this happening?
For the dogs. For the dog segment.
You've done a bird and a cat in the dog segment.
I just kind of like the lion one. I heard Simone messing with it in the dog segment you did Monday. I just kind of
like it. We didn't like it then either. We didn't like it. Now we have the bird again to get everybody else's dogs in. Let's see what we got here.
I'm going to say Trey Lyles also as a secondary dog for Friday because last year was where we, against Minnesota in Sacramento, was the first time we saw Trey Lyles at the 5. And that kind of really birthed that whole thought process, that whole narrative of maybe Trey Lyles should just be the backup 5.
Right.
And it'll be interesting to see if Mike Brown goes back to that because obviously, when you're going against a plethora of big men like Rudy Gobert, best thing to do in order for him to stop being a problem in the paint is to pull him out of the paint. And Trey Lyles hopefully can do that by knocking down some threes. So.
And Rudy, they're used to this. The T-Wolves are. They're going to know how to counter it, but that is what, that's why this is a game of chess. Yep. And we're going to see what the Kings are able to do. Of course, they have their hands full with the Pelicans tonight. We've been trying to figure out, we think it's a pretty simple story, and I see it a little bit on the YouTube and the text line as well, 916-339-1140 if you want to be a part of the conversation. The video going around of a minority owner giving the Pope a jersey, right? A lot of people saw 13 and thought it was Keegan Murray's jersey, and it just had the Pope's name on it. I thought that was pretty cool, right? I don't know what popes and president, I don't know what they do with all these gifts.
Yeah, that's a great question. There's got to be like some locker room that's just full of
like the president. You probably have a fire, or the former president. You got a fire man cave, right?
Oh, I thought you just meant like a cremation station where you're just
burning all of it.
Thank you. What a beautiful gift. Let's just throw that in the fire. Okay.
You have the Dalai Lama just taking these gifts and just immediately burning them
over his shoulder.
So good for the Kings getting a little bit of pub. It was fairly random.
I would say so. That was not on my bingo card from yesterday.
Now, you get the vibes right. Christmas is around the corner.
Sure.
To get the vibes right for the Kings,
You need some higher power on your side for sure.
Whatever.
I think in the video, the 13 was supposed to be because he became Pope in 2013.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. That was the thought process.
But hey, it can't hurt. It can't hurt.
I guess. I mean, sure.
I just want somebody to see the Pope and be like,
I just want him to put it on.
Well, I'm going to say the Kings are going to win. And if I saw the Pope, I would say, look at this bandwagon.
You know what I need? This is where having such a wide, radio signal will help us out here. Can someone get me an AI animated picture of the Pope dunking?
It's
in a
already out there.
There's already one.
Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, there's already one out there.
The internet's undefeated.
Yeah, no, he's cooking too.
I bet. That's
he would, in the Keegan jersey.
Sins will not be forgiven tonight.
No.
Okay.
I know someone who's getting crossed.
It actually wasn't bad, but I can't.
Oh boy. Not touching that one.
No.
By the way, there's a photo. So the AI photo, I'm trying to find it real quick, is of the Pope going up for a layup with four people looking down at him.
Yeah, I've seen that one. I've definitely seen that. I'm surprised you haven't come across it.
I have not. No, I've seen there's a great picture of Jesus crossing over the devil and things like that. There's some great memes out there, but I've not, unfortunately, seen the Pope dunking on opponents in a Sacramento.
Well, now that we're here,
I need it.
I don't know how we got here.
Sure,
but,
why not?
It's a Wednesday fun day. That doesn't even. We're just doing it. All right. It's a Friday technically.
It's pretty much Friday vibes.
Where are you at on the whole AI thing? Since we're already here,
it's dangerous. It's so dangerous.
It kind of trips me out.
The deep fake thing, deep fakes and AI, these AI generated images. It's just a slippery slope to something there that we're all going to think is real and just isn't, and it's going to have some real ramifications at some point.
All the songs, right? Somebody said, "Man, if you're able to cash out,
weird."
We have to think about this. You cash out. You say, "Hey, Drake." This AI song. Remember that guy? He was all over social media. He looked like he was wearing what looked like a blanket on his face, and he was making songs with Drake AI, and they were bangers,
really?
right?
I've not.
And people were saying, and Kanye, and people were saying, well, why doesn't Drake and Kanye just give residual or just say, hey, cash me out.
Right.
Let's make this thing happen. How funny would it be, though? I just think as an artist or somebody with an ego, that if your biggest song is a song that you didn't create, you can't have that.
That's crazy.
And imagine having to learn words to quote unquote your song. Everybody wants you to sing a song at a concert that you don't know.
Yeah, that's insane.
Because you didn't make it.
Yeah. No, that's not. Yeah, I haven't even considered that. That's absolutely. I mean, to me, like artists, you can't give like. There's even people who like voice actors are thinking the same thing. To me, you can't do that. Like that's how you're sure. Like the idea of forever being immortalized with if your voice is Siri or so, like sure, whatever. There's novelty in that, but it's not worth what they could potentially do with it. Like
think about it like this:
crazy things they could have you say.
Okay, think about it like this: there is no show for us tomorrow and Friday.
Yeah,
we could get to the point, and you know where I'm going with this. Yeah, where an AI could also be able to say, you know, if they took my a brain scan of me, right, and they knew this is what Alan would normally say if the Kings won or lost. This is what Chris normally. You could get to the point where if you can make it. Now the difference is they're just using voices right now, right for the music. But if you take the stuff that we're seeing overseas and these robots, you could probably makeshift a show.
Yeah.
With us, with our likeness, and I don't know how many people would be able to tell the difference.
I don't like that you say that. It makes I agree. I mean, I definitely agree. I mean, I mean that's kind of the slippery slope that this is all entering.
I guess
into
my
for
point
sure.
is that people like to say there are certain jobs that are safe from AI
or robots,
and I don't know how many jobs are actually safe besides playing a sport.
Yeah.
Because people are never going to watch. I should say never. I don't think that they would watch robots.
I don't think so. Or as much as like, you know, people want, no one's ever going to watch a 2K or something over an actual basketball game.
That's why the Dylan Brooks, you need those guys for feeling.
Yes.
You can watch some robots play high level basketball, but you need a feeling. Sirianni yelling.
I thought you were going to say Siri.
Say Siri. No, Sirianni yelling in the tunnel. That's what people need. That's half the reason you watch. That's why the Eagles have the highest viewing. You could create robots or an AI to watch, and it's very good graphics, but it's just not the same.
No, it's not the same at all. I mean,
that's the only one that I think might be fully safe.
Yeah, I mean it's fun when there's one. This is mean. I'm so sorry. There's fun when there's one Keegan Murray out there, but you throw 15 Keegan Murrays out there, and then all of a sudden it's like, we just have a team of some funny guys.
We got to go. Hit us with the What's Up Vancouver on the way out. We'll be right back with Chase Sr. of Chat Sports talking Niners and NBA.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL?
Well, Sactown Sports has you covered.
It's all on his shoulders. Cox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Your Wednesday spotlights increasing clouds, but it'll stay dry across Northern California. We'll have daytime highs in the mid-60s with overnight lows in the lower 40s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
You know what time it is. It's time to trade up to a brand new Kia at Folsom Lake Kia. Trade up to the newest technology with a low payment. Shop Folsom Lake Kia, family owned for over 20 years.
At Ashton and Price, over the last 25 years, we've won just about every injury case you can think of. Slip and fall, falling merchandise, fell through rotted decking, we won those. Dangerous stairs, falls into holes, dog bites, won them. Injured while pedestrian or on a bicycle, auto, motorcycle, big rig, company vehicle, Uber, or Lyft accident, we've won them all. And the best news is there's no fee until you win. So no matter how you got injured.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Look around. You can find cars like these on AutoTrader, like that car riding your tail. Or if you're tailgating right now, all those cars doubling as kitchens and living rooms are on AutoTrader too. Are you working out and listening to this ad at the same time? Well, multitasking pro. Cars like the ones in the gym parking lot are for sale on AutoTrader. New cars, used cars, electric cars, maybe even flying cars. Okay, no flying cars, but as soon as they get invented, they'll be on AutoTrader. Just you wait. Auto Trader.
Get year-end pricing during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on our entire selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Ridgeline Civics, and Accords. Plus, with low finance and lease options, now's the time to buy. Hurry in and save during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, or go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
I always approach the holidays with a sense of excitement and a time to be with family. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa for Naturewood Home Furnishings. For me, the best times were when there were 3 generations all celebrating together. Today, we're the grandparents, and the holiday spotlight shines on my grandson. And I hope he'll remember holidays the way his papa does. Right now, Naturewood Home Furnishings will help you create your own kind of holiday memories during their holiday home sale. Unique gifts found only at Naturewood, like hall trees, curios, chairside tables, and more, are available at savings of 20% off. During Naturewood's holiday home sale, you'll find savings all around the store for every room in your home. Find your perfect bit of Christmas for your home at Naturewood Home Furnishings holiday home sale going on right now. The memories you make with your family will live with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Prestigio Jewelers Black November sale is on all month long. Get amazing doorbuster deals while supplies last. 1-carat diamond earrings only $449. Wedding sets starting at only $899. 70% off gold chains and much more. Get quick and easy credit approval and low monthly payments at Prestigio Jewelers. No credit, bad credit, even bankruptcy, you're approved. Prestigio Jewelers guarantees your credit up to $10,000. Shop designer brands such as Cartier, Gucci, Bulova, and Citizen. Visit us today or online at prestigiojewelers.com. See store for details.
Who has the largest selection of golf merchandise in Northern California? The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. It's the go-to store for golf bags, apparel, equipment, lessons, club fittings, novelty items, and more. With their low price guarantee, complimentary gift boxes, and gift cards for your golfer, it's the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Add convenient online shopping and effortless after-Christmas return policy, and you'll see why the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is the #1 choice for golfers everywhere. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway or online at hagenoaks.com.
Hey, what's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet, a Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. What's happening for Chrysler's Black Friday sales event?
Right now, save up to $17,500 off MSRP when you lease a new 2023 Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xe. I've been in the business my entire life, and I've never seen savings like this on one of America's favorite SUVs.
Wow. Almost $20,000 off MSRP is pretty awesome. What about those Jeep Wranglers?
You can save over $16,000 off MSRP when you lease a new 2024 Jeep Wrangler Willys 4xe. And yes, I did say 2024s, and I did say Willys. At Hoblet, we're working to save you money on what you want, not last year's leftovers.
If you want a new Jeep, there's only one place to go. Plus, get 4.99% financing only at Hoblet Dodge. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period. 17.5 total net savings on lease only after 14.5 factory rebates and 3,000 dealer discounts. 16,000 total net savings after 13 factory rebates and 3,000 dealer discounts. Rebates include 7,500 federal tax credit subject to change without notice. 5 each net savings. Special 4.99% financing for 84 months on approved credit through Travis Credit Union. Must have 740 plus FICO score to qualify and be eligible for membership. 14.15 per thousand. Finance dealer for details.
Live and local, it's Stiles and Watkins. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Stiles and Watkins, Sactown Sports, taking you up to 2 p.m. And we are joined by my guy. He hosts a Niners and Eagles show for Chat Sports, also talks NBA, and fellow Temple alum, Chase Sr. How you doing, my friend?
Alan, good to connect with you. I'm doing well, and I went for a long run this morning. I was rocking a Temple versus everybody shirt to get me ready to hop on with you. So always got to represent the cherry and white.
You know, you really do have to. I'm double checking now. So we're currently losing to Ole Miss right now. We're 3-1 though. And I'm telling you, at least I feel better about wearing my Temple gear because basketball has started, because my goodness, I'm glad we're about to talk some high level football, because I can't talk Temple football. I'm not doing it, Chase. I'm in too good of a mood. But thanks for being with us, man. Let's just start here with the Niners and the Seahawks, the battle of the turkey legs on Thursday. Geno Smith, questionable. Chris and I, we don't want to overlook the Seahawks at all, but you're missing Kenneth Walker. Geno Smith questionable, the Niners should take care of business, right? And the Seahawks Twitter page going on and poking the bear a little bit with some of their social media videos. The Niners should take care of business here, shouldn't they?
There's no doubt that San Francisco is the better team, but as we know with this rivalry, anything can happen. And there have been some legendary matchups over the last decade and a half. And you can't overlook a Seattle team just because San Francisco pulled off the 3-game sweep against them last year, 2 games in the regular season and then in the playoffs, because prior to the 2022 season, whether it was Kyle Shanahan or Jim Harbaugh, this is a Seattle organization led by Pete Carroll, who was there when Harbaugh was there and continues to be there when Shanahan's been here since 2017, that has owned San Francisco. And this matchup seems to always come down to theatrics. It always seems to be close. They play each other really well because they know each other really well. So I don't think that this game is going to be a blowout from the jump. I think it's going to be a little bit of a slugfest. All indications right now are that Geno Smith is going to be able to play with that triceps injury on his throwing arm, but him being able to throw or not throw today at practice, which is currently happening, is going to go a long way in his availability for this game. But outside of that, Seattle is pretty banged up at some pretty important positions. Kenneth Walker is doubtful, so we might see some Zach Charbonnet as the backup running back, the rookie out of UCLA, and then Abraham Lucas, one of their offensive linemen, also hurt too. So that could help out San Francisco's defensive line, which has really gotten after it the last 2 weeks with 9 sacks.
Yeah, Chase, I mean, I was just looking at the Seahawks schedule and just kind of how they've gotten here so far. And it's a pretty weird looking schedule when you look at the results. I mean, 2 losses to the Rams for the Seahawks and then losses to the Ravens and the Bengals, who are really quality teams. They've also beaten the Detroit Lions earlier this season and also beat the Browns, who the Niners did lose to because of Jake Moody's missed kick. But what have you really gotten from the Seahawks this year from what you've seen from them? And yeah, I mean, ultimately kind of a similar question to what Alan just asked, but how big of a threat do you think this Seahawks team really is?
Yeah, I talked about that on my show throughout this week. It's really been a Jekyll and Hyde football team. Week 1, they lose to the Rams. It was probably the biggest upset of week 1, just because a lot of people aren't expecting the Rams to do anything this year, and they haven't. And then in week 2, they go on the road and they beat the Detroit Lions, coming off their win against the Kansas City Chiefs. I think the Lions are the 3rd best team in the NFC, so that's a really quality opponent. I think the Ravens are also really good. You might have to slot them in there at either number 1 or number 2 in the AFC. And Baltimore really thoroughly dominated Seattle. So this has been an up and down team. I think really what it comes down to is just how Geno Smith has more so regressed to the norm. And last year he had a career year. I thought it was great news for San Francisco that he landed that long-term contract with Seattle, making $25 million per year, because I think that he does have limitations. I think that he's a middle tier, bottom third quarterback. And this year he just hasn't been as efficient and as good as he was last year when he really maximized himself. Now, I will say this about the Seahawks. They have some really good weapons. Zach Charbonnet is going to be their backup running back. Kenneth Walker, if he can't play, he's a quality player, but you still have DK Metcalf, who's a handful on the outside. And we've seen that this Niners secondary can be prone to some breakdowns and giving up some explosive plays. Jackson Smith-Njigba is a really good player. You still have Tyler Lockett, who is kind of defying father time with how long he's been able to play at a high level. And then defensively, I know that the last few years, really prior to last year, that Seahawks defense under Pete Carroll was uncharacteristically bad, but they do have some upper echelon young cornerbacks on that roster. And they spent high draft capital on a guy like Devin Witherspoon, and he's pretty solid. And Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk both mentioned him in the lead up to this game. So this is a team with talent. And because these teams know each other so well, and because Pete Carroll has a good feel for what Kyle Shanahan likes to do offensively, you can't sleepwalk through this game. Otherwise, there will be an upset on Thanksgiving night.
Talking to Chase Senior, Chat Sports host covering the Niners and the Eagles. And all right, Chase, you know, you're my guy. So I had to we started with some softball questions. Now it's about to get a little bit real, because the question is, and I don't know if you've heard, but there are some Niner fans upset with Brock Purdy having only the 6th best odds to win the MVP, and also upset that your boy Jalen Hurts climbed up the ladder after that performance against the Chiefs. Where are you at on the MVP conversation? Where would you put Brock Purdy? And I guess conversely, where would you put Jalen Hurts?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit too early to be having this conversation. We're at about the halfway point of the regular season, and I think that San Francisco and Philadelphia are the top two teams in the NFC. I think Philadelphia is number one. I think San Francisco is number two. And then after that, I think there's a little bit of a drop-off to a team like the Detroit Lions and the Dallas Cowboys. Regardless of how you slice it up, I do think that Hurts and Brock Purdy both have an opportunity to win NFL MVP. With Purdy, people just continue to sleep on him and ignore how good he's been because this is a case of draftism, just like ageism is a thing, right? Everybody's like, oh, he's 45 years old. Tom Brady can't sling it anymore. That's ageism, right? Like, sometimes age is just a number, and sometimes where a player gets drafted, draftism comes into play. If Brock Purdy was a first-round pick, he'd be the talk of the league behind Patrick Mahomes, and he'd be up there with Jalen Hurts as far as national storylines go. But because he was Mr. Irrelevant, people won't give him his flowers. But when he's number one in all of the respective categories that he's in, and people are telling me that C.J. Stroud is an MVP candidate, come on, we got to give Brock Purdy some credit here. He is number one in quarterback rating. He's number one in QBR. He's number one in completion percentage. He's number one in touchdown percentage. He's number one in passing success rate. He's number one in yards per attempt. He's number one in air yards per attempt and yards per completion. So it's really impressive what he's doing. And the mature aspect of how he's playing the quarterback position is really what stands out to me the most. Making improvisational plays, the pocket feel, the pocket mobility, layering balls in with touch and accuracy. He's unlocked an explosive downfield element to this offense that we've never seen under Kyle Shanahan, and he's so much better at it in throwing the long ball as compared to a player like Jimmy Garoppolo. And just his ability to really dissect what the defense is doing and to make very quick decisions. These are high-level quarterbacking attributes. So I think that he belongs more so in the conversation. With Jalen Hurts, I know that if you look at the numbers, they're not overly impressive, but he's still combined for 25 touchdowns to 8 interceptions. And the Eagles have the number one record in the NFL at 9-1. And this is coming off a season in which they lost the Super Bowl. People don't realize how hard it is to go 9-1 after losing the Super Bowl. We always talk about these Super Bowl hangovers. It hasn't happened with Philadelphia. Jalen Hurts has really set a standard and an expectation within that organization that winning is all that matters. And I do think that wins are important when you think about the MVP conversation. And I look back at this, I think going back to 2016, somebody tried to tell me wins don't matter for an MVP. Going back to 2016, every MVP has been the number one seed in their conference. So wins do matter. Jalen Hurts has been excellent when playing from behind. So the stats aren't as sexy as a player elsewhere across the league, maybe like a Brock Purdy, but the impact that he has on the game and the clutch gene and being able to go into Arrowhead and hand Patrick Mahomes a loss when you come back from 10, when you take down the number one rated offense in the Miami Dolphins and you sling it, when you ball out against the Dallas Cowboys, you're going to be a part of that conversation.
Right.
Talking to Chase Sr., host for Chat Sports, covering the Niners, the Eagles, and NBA. All right, Chase, we're going to let you get out of here. But before we do, the most important questions of them all, and you've been great. We hope to have you back on the show again. You're my guy. But the most important questions of them all, number one, where you at on turkey? And number two, your favorite side dish for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I love turkey if it's moist. If it's dry, it's not good at all, and it's painful to eat.
Preach.
But if the turkey is done perfectly, you add a little gravy on there. The gravy can't be too thin. There has to be some thickness to the gravy.
Yes.
I think it's fantastic. As far as sides go, I'll honestly eat all sides. I've kind of cooled on corn a little bit, but sweet potatoes with the marshmallows. I love stuffing, love cranberry sauce. I'll eat any pie out there. Thanksgiving, I think, to some people is a slept-on holiday. I think it's actually fantastic if you're doing the work properly in the kitchen.
That's right. You got to do the work. Thank you again, my guy, Chase Sr., host for Chat Sports, covering the Niners and Eagles and NBA. Chase, enjoy the holiday, and we'll talk to you soon, man.
You as well. Happy Thanksgiving.
Same to you. Same to you. Happy Thanksgiving. Got to get to a break. When we get back, we are talking about Brock Purdy and an award that he's never won before. That and much more. Stiles Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Last season, the Sacramento Kings gave us a little bit of everything. A Pacific Division type GM of the Year, Coach of the Year, Clutch Player of the Year, All-Stars and all NBA performers. Plus, we got to light the beam.
Here's a steal by Fox, the breakaway. He's got the rip with the left hand.
What does this season have in store? Find out. Each and every Sacramento Kings game can be heard right here on your proud home of the Beam Team, Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
This is the moment you've been waiting for. Hanley's Kia in Davis is bringing you an unbeatable deal on all 2024 Kia models. Drive home in style without breaking the bank. Introducing Hanley's Kia incredible leasing option for just $199 a month. Picture yourself behind the wheel of a brand new 2024 Kia, loaded with the latest features and cutting-edge technology. Whether it's the sleek Niro Hybrid with 54 mpg and EV6 with up to 310 miles, the versatile Sportage, or the family-friendly Telluride. At Hanley's Kia, you can also reserve your luxurious full-size EV9 with 3 rows that has the comfort of a stylish interior and the peace of mind that comes with driving a brand you can trust. Head over to Hanley's Kia today, located in Davis.
New 2024 Kia Niro Hybrid EX for $199 per month for 36 months after $7,999 customer cash due at signing plus $300 military customer rebate. 10,000 miles per year and 20 cents per mile after 30,000 miles based on sale price $30,545 and payment excludes taxes and DMV fees and any dealer fees. Vehicle ID number R5136-138.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave asking you, are you feeling the pain of paying more and more for your gas? PG&E has increased their rates 4 times in the last 5 years, and the new forecast says PG&E customers may see their bills increase 32% by 2026. The good thing is there are steps you can take to protect yourself from these rate hikes, and better yet, American Energy may be able to help you completely eliminate your gas bill with a new ultra-high efficiency comfort system. Did you know SMUD offers huge rebates to eliminate your old gas guzzler? They can help you guide through the whole process. Seriously, listen to me. You go to the SMUD website. There's tons of rebates available, but it is confusing on how to do it. Listen to these rebates. $2,500 from American Energy, $3,500 from SMUD, $1,000 from Caltech, $2,000 home system upgrades. That's $9,000 in rebates. Let American Energy help you out at 916-520-9990.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
It's the Black Friday Sell-a-thon at Folsom Lake Ford with low prices, low finance rates, and a $500 Amazon gift card on selected vehicles. Now through Monday, shop your truck headquarters, Folsom Lake Ford. See dealer for details.
Hi, this is Scott Trout of Cordell & Cordell. If you're a dad who is facing divorce, there are extra layers of stress that may include stereotypes and assumptions. No two situations are the same. Our legal experience and dedication prepare us for whatever legal challenges we face together. You need a partner you can count on. For more than 30 years, Cordell & Cordell has represented men in divorce.
500 Capitol Mall, Suite 2060, Sacramento, California, 95814. Online at CordellCordell.com.
At SimpliSafe, we've designed award-winning home security with advanced sensors, HD cameras, and now this, 24/7 LiveGuard protection, only from SimpliSafe. Now, monitoring agents can see and speak to intruders through our new indoor camera to help stop crime in real time and for fast police response. Get 20% off any new system with Fast Protect monitoring at simplisafe.com/radio. Advanced home security, 24/7 professional monitoring for less than $1 a day. There's no safe like SimpliSafe.
I was in foot pain for 20 years, trying to give it relief, buying all these different insoles, drugstore insoles, custom insoles. I spent thousands of dollars. I bought all these products and not a single one worked. I really, truly needed to have relief in my feet. And the Good Feet arch supports were what gave me the relief I needed.
For over 20 years, we've been helping people like Teresa actually live the life they love without their feet getting in the way.
They wanted to make sure that I got something that my feet felt good in, not somebody else's feet. I love the fact that I can wear these arch supports in all my shoes. I have boots, I have cowboy boots, I have running shoes, I have walking shoes, I have flat shoes, I have heels. Makes me so happy. If you ask my husband, he will crack up because there is no store I would rather go in than a shoe store. I'm Teresa, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Knee, hip, foot, leg, or back pain? Visit the Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
At Jim Boy's Tacos, you get a ho-ho-ho lot of flavor for under $10. Our classic #2 combo meal spreads cheer with a parm-dusted ground beef taco, scratch-made bean and cheese burrito, and a soft drink. So jingle on down to Jim Boy's or order online at participating locations. Woo-hoo-hoo! Look right here! Look! I got
beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, rams, hogs, dogs, chicken, turkeys, rabbits, you name it. Look! I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb,
Sacramento
rams,
has a
hogs,
new
dogs,
tag team in the
chicken,
midday.
potatoes, tomatoes,
It's Stiles and Watkins on Sactown Sports.
Stiles and Watkins. It's about that time. One more segment with you until we get on out of here. Hand it on over to the drive guys. Kyle turning it up a notch. And we got a fun game plan that I'm going to hand over to Chris Watkins to run for us real quick for the text line before we lose you guys. 916-339-1140 from the 531, talking about our AI conversation. How about an AI-generated Hall of Fame players playing other Hall of Fame players from past, present?
That would be dope.
Different teams, different players playing each other. That would be crazy.
That would be insane.
That would be crazy from the 530.
Why do we need AI for that? We already have the Field of Dreams movie.
That's
baseball.
Yeah,
You know?
we then it can continue to update on the 916. Losing without Debo and Trent squash Brock's MVP candidacy. Those guys are more valuable.
Good point.
Arguably because we couldn't even compete without them on the field. Yeah, that was an opportunity. The only thing is I would take away the Browns game if Brock got him in position. But the other two, I hear you on that 916. Okay, Chris, the floor is yours.
All right, Kyle, can you hit my music, please? Not the one that we just played, but yes, this one. Thank you.
We go.
Thank you for knowing what I was talking about, Kyle.
I got you.
As it is Thanksgiving, it's only fitting. We've been having a lot of conversations with every guest we've had on this week. What's your favorite side?
That's right.
Well, why not get a definitive answer on it? And so there's nothing more definitive than Google, right?
Right.
So they just released the most searched recipes of every single state in this wonderful nation. And so I thought it'd be fun to do a little family feud version of it between you and our good friend Kyle Ledbetter on the other side of the glass.
All right.
You will be taking on Kyle. And I'll throw in a little bonus. If you call your shot and name the food item that is also the nation's top searched, you can get a strike taken away.
Okay.
You get 3 strikes, and then it moves on to the other team. You two both step up, and
we doing this by state?
We're going to do this by the state of California.
Okay.
Okay. And normally, I think, you know what? Because normally in the Family Feud, it'd be you two guess, and then whoever gets the highest gets it. There's only 5 of them, though, so I don't know if I want to take away 2
whoever
of the
gets the
potential
majority.
options.
Maybe. I don't know.
You know, we'll just play the game, how it's played, and we'll let the chips fall where they lie.
Let's do it.
Is. All right. I feel like I need to get in between you guys.
Yeah.
Kyle, you ready?
I'm ready.
Stiles, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. I don't know how we're going to determine who goes first here. Okay. There you go. Alan goes first.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Alan, what's your guess?
For
top 5 most searched recipes in the state of California when it comes to side dishes for Thanksgiving.
Stuffing.
Okay.
All right.
Are you are you going to say that's the nation's top answer as well? You only get one. You only get to throw that on one of your guesses.
No.
Okay. Stuffing. Do I see stuffing? No. Incorrect.
Incorrect.
And it is not one of the 5 in California. Kyle, the board is open to be taken. You just got to name one of the 5. Give me one of the 5 most Googled side dish recipes when it comes to Thanksgiving.
I'm just going to play it safe and go mashed potatoes.
Okay. Would you like to put the designation of that being the nation's top side? No. Kyle, you nailed it. Number 1 answer. Woo! California's most
mashed potatoes?
California doesn't know how to cook
potatoes.
Look, I'm just telling you.
What do you need a recipe for?
You got to. Don't you need like mayonnaise and like a certain amount?
Mayonnaise?
I don't know. I literally
Brendan left.
Wild shot at our guy Brendan. Though he does put mayonnaise on hot dogs.
He does. That's okay.
A very fair shout. I don't know. I mean,
mashed potatoes.
Mashed potato. Look, I'm just reading what's in front of me, and mashed potatoes is the number 1 searched recipe in the state of California. Kyle, the board is yours. Would you like to play or would you like to pass?
I will play.
Okay, Kyle's going to play, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
All right, Kyle, you got 3 strikes still available. 4 side dishes left on the board. Mashed potatoes, number 1. What's your next guess?
All right. I'm going to go with green bean casserole.
No way.
Do I see green bean casserole? Number 3 answer. Alan, you're so bad at this.
Let's go.
What is this?
Green bean casserole.
We have sound effects. I just can't find them.
And it's also tough because you're on the side effects side of the glass, and I
know.
have to tell
This is
you. And then,
unreal.
so good job, Kyle. You're doing great. You still got 3 strikes available. You got 2 sides off the board. Only need to pick 3 more. You're doing great so far.
All right.
Give me your next guess.
I'm going to go with mac and cheese.
I mean, it's an Allen Stiles staple.
Yes,
mac and cheese has to be up there, right? Macaroni and cheese. Number 2. Number 2 answer, macaroni and cheese. Kyle's got the number 1 answer, mashed potatoes. Number 2 answer, mac and cheese. Number 3
Too
answer.
many people using
green
stovetop.
bean.
That's the problem.
Yes.
Stop being lazy.
Yeah.
That's my yes. That's our yes because I can't find the buttons.
That works. That's a good yes. Kyle, 2 more options. The bottom 2 options, mind you, left on the board. California's most searched Thanksgiving side dish recipe.
This is where it gets tough, but we're also running out of time.
Running out of time.
So I'm going to go with cranberry sauce.
Cranberry sauce.
No way, no how.
Number 5 answer. Cranberry sauce. Apparently, people are making cranberry sauce from scratch. No one likes the canned stuff.
Oh, my
Kyle
goodness.
is killing it. He is killing it.
Wow.
3 strikes left. 1 side dish left on the board. Kyle, we are running out of time, so we're going to have to rapid fire this. Give me a quick one. What is the one?
Yams/sweet potatoes.
Yam/sweet potato. No, it's not on there. And 1 strike. One strike.
Let's think. What do we have?
Family's getting ready.
What do we have at Thanksgiving? What is a vegetable type thing that you have? Oh, wait. How about gravy? Gravy.
It's pretty controversial. Is this a side? Is this not a side? It's not a side. No, it's not a side. That's 2 strikes. The Stiles family has gathered together and is starting to whisper.
I know what it is.
Kyle, 4 sides you have nailed. You've missed 2 in a row. You got 2 strikes. You only get 1 more. What is
running out of
one
sides?
side dish you're forgetting?
What is at the Thanksgiving plate? The clock is running out. No.
5 seconds.
Corn. I don't know. I'm out of
It's
ideas.
not corn. I know what it is.
I know it. I don't know what it is. I'm off.
I don't know if I want to give this to you, but I'm going to anyways because we're running out of time. Corn casserole.
What?
Number 4 answer.
Corn casserole.
What happened to the game I love?
What?
happened to the?
You're kidding.
What I
happened
mean,
to the
blame the
recipe
state
I
you live
love?
in. Number 1 answer, mashed
That
potatoes.
counts. That
Number
definitely
2,
counts.
mac and cheese. Yeah, I feel like they would probably count that on the.
How would I have ever
That
known
counts.
corn casserole?
Who
I've
knows?
never
What do you
eaten
think?
that.
Who's in
Corn
recipes?
Number 3, green bean casserole. Number 4, corn casserole. Number 5, cranberry sauce. And the nation's number 1 answer, mashed potatoes. Everybody.
This is crazy.
Mashed potatoes.
Woo! I am now 4-0 on the feud. Let's
Wow.
get it.
Well, we got to get out of here. Drive Guys up next. Everybody, enjoy your holiday. Enjoy your time with your family. For Kyle Ledbetter, Chris Watkins, and Alan Stiles, thank you for listening to Stiles and Watkins. We will talk to you next week. Enjoy your corn casserole.
The San Francisco 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks square off this Thursday at 5 on a primetime Thanksgiving matchup.
Going deep down the sideline for our